Hello, everybody. Just dealing with some technical difficulties. Give us one moment, seeing if everybody's here. Everybody loading in? Is everybody loading in?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there we go. It
There
took a
we
little
go.
second. Hello, everybody. Welcome to State of Anarchy, a weekly Dungeons & Dragons session featuring these lovely people right here.
Oh,
If you like what we do and you are not already following, please hit the follow button so you get notifications so you know when we go live. Otherwise, it would be great if you would like to subscribe if you can, because we would love you to be part of the little spooky community. Otherwise, if you want to catch up on these videos after the fact, or you just want to leave comments for the wonderful players, you can do that over on my YouTube channel of the same name, Boomeadow. So, with that all preamble going on and everything like that, how is everybody today?
I'm eating pizza.
You're eating pizza?
I'm eating red curry.
I had tacos. I actually made them too.
I had pizza
And I
last night. I'm eating red curry now.
Ooh.
I had an egg on toast.
Egg on toast, that's a good one.
Oh,
Yummy.
I have an ice cream. I don't know if this is just an Australian ice cream, but a giant twin, but like a mint giant twin.
Oh, okay.
That's Australian.
Yeah.
yeah, because as everyone knows, mint is actually banned in some countries.
No, I think it's the giant twin aspect. Let's be honest. So everyone gets to enjoy the ASMR eating sounds as
Why is it called twin? It looks like a solo thing.
I know, right?
I expected like it'd be like a Twix with two things or something.
I'm sure somebody knows why they're called giant twins, but
Okay.
Who wouldn't love a giant twin?
everyone looks at Breeze.
No comment.
I'm assuming we do have Ty, but Ty's figuring out things.
Oh.
Whatever mic you're coming through, it might be your webcam.
Sounds like you're in like the next room. Oh.
He's locked out of his room.
Speaking to us from the void.
That would be why. He sounds like he's on the wrong
Whoever has
room.
broken into his house has just locked him in another room so that he can still narrate, but
Yeah.
that's all.
Is that better?
Hey!
Yay!
I'm a big fan of I have two microphones, one labelled USB, one labelled L USB. No idea what the difference is.
Or one that makes you take the L. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Question would be rename those.
I will turn around and just request for our watchers out in the ether. Mostly at the moment it's just Kevin, let's be honest. Do we all sound okay? Everyone's levels are okay? Because I know from the last week's VOD, I was pretty quiet every time I did a character voice. So let us know if we sound okay, if the music's not too
You
loud.
sound okay.
Yeah, because I was really
always
quiet
sound
last.
I think.
Yeah, on the actual stream though, like the actual
Yeah, that's what
recording.
I'm doing.
Oh, cool.
I'm looking.
Okay,
I'm
okay,
listening to it right now.
Should we do like a test?
Breeze is
Like
watching
say
the
it.
stream.
Well, because last week I turned James up because James was quiet the previous
And
week.
instantly turn James straight back down.
No.
Yeah, everyone seems alright. Everyone's pretty
Believable.
level.
Okay, cool. Sweet. Okay. So with that in mind, now that we all sound wonderful and everything like that, who remembers what happened last week? As we
yeah.
open to this
Me.
map.
Therapy.
So, we did so much stuff.
Like therapy.
Well, no, we did a little bit of therapy, but Andrew got to just absolutely live his goal of being someone's just personal slave / receptionist. So much fun, so much writing, so much stress. It was so much fun for everyone but Andrew.
Everybody was so proud of him.
Breeze fell in love with a muscle mummy. That was nice.
I don't think I don't think it's called love.
Sorry, Breeze
Infatuation.
fell in lust with a muscle mummy. we then did a battle royale fight club scene, but much like the typical ranked Apex players these peasants are, they all teamed up on me, which wasn't fun. They were just absolutely fucking. They were sitting there farming those placement points by just picking on the one little guy.
Monster House beat me up. So...
I have 17 hit points. 1 hit from you.
That's a lot.
17 hit points.
Much like the absolute chattiest Blake is, he threw hands with everyone, and then
and then won.
No, Breeze won because
won.
She got on her goth girl psycho shit and decided that now was a great time to get the bloodlust. And then we were like, "Good work, Breeze, you won." And Smells and Blake did a little head bop together because they're cute like that.
They're cute like that.
Fun anyway, just to say.
Oh, and then Hasa decided that Crisis decided that indoor grenade launchers were a good idea.
Again.
No, first off, we're outside. Secondly,
no, we're not.
We're in a temple.
We're in a temple.
Oh, I thought it was open air temple.
No, we're in a holy place.
It is now.
Yeah, it is.
Well, don't worry, I didn't miss. And 2, I had to send Breeze to horny jail.
That is true.
But also, just for your record, it is actually a tower, and the cage fighting is in like the basement levels.
Oh yeah, because Blake was like, because Muscle Mummy was like, oh, you should go for a walk and experience the staircase climb, and Blake was like, yeah, how many staircases are we talking? And she was like, more than 3. I was like, I'm out.
That's as high as he can count.
That's how many fingers he has left.
Stop putting them where they don't belong then.
Each session, Blake loses more and more fingers.
Put that thing back
and nobody talks about it.
Also,
Can we call you Stumpy?
You don't
already? Gonna be calling me much once I run out of hands.
Oh, and Roland came back.
Oh yeah, Roland's back.
Yeah, shoot, that may be a very important thing. Roland then tagged out with Crisis.
Yeah.
Now it's a real wrestling match.
Babies. WrestleMania.
And Bosco's just chomping on his popcorn.
Yeah.
I'm really glad, like, while Teagues goes to throw stuff in the bin, I'm really glad that Bree snapped back to reality, because I just used quite a few healing items because I was prepared for Breeze to just start mowing us all down one by one.
Yeah, I was getting pretty concerned there. I was like, oh no. I'm on 2 hit points. I should probably get out of here.
Yeah, don't worry. You've got my
danger!
You've got my spiritual weapon protecting you. That's all that matters.
It's not gonna matter if that's gone and I'm gone.
Bye! Bye!
Oh, by the way, Tegan.
Yes.
Do we level up?
Yeah.
It's level up from kicking each other's ass.
It's that thing called
coincidentally faint. What if I coincidentally faint and level up?
You get to level up after a long rest, so you need to figure out a way to sleep.
I'm gonna take a nap. Right here.
I'm taking it out right here.
Does
Okay.
falling unconscious count?
Yeah, if you complete the necessary long rest attached to that. So now that I have finished eating, everybody has rehydrated and the like, we dive back in to the arena at the Black Sun Coliseum, where, Breeze, you had heard a compression of noise. You have come back to yourself. Crisis, you can see. You've turned to see that you are facing down the barrel of a grenade launcher. Your companions sprinkled on the ground around you.
Her hip probably really hurts because it did connect.
It did connect, but it didn't go off because
Right.
apparently
Really bad.
Apparently, close range grenade launchings don't go off. Apparently.
Yeah, it is. too close. It has to have a minimum arming distance to prevent stuff like that, so you don't blow yourself up.
I'm
So-
totally sure that's how grenades work.
That's not how grenades work, that's how grenade launchers work.
True.
Yeah.
So, that being said, you are all standing around staring at each other. The arena has been opened up. Bosco's standing outside of it.
Yeah, that was good.
Hey, Breeze. You good?
Oh, Roland's been caring.
Shh.
I don't know that this is. I just.
You don't know it's Roland.
I
Okay.
say this as I'm reloading the grenade launcher.
Should not be good.
Wait, no. I'm fine. I'm fine. We were just fighting. We just had to. We were just a cage
Okay.
match.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So it's over now, I think.
All right.
Right.
You mind peeling the professor up because professor's got a bit of a bloody nose.
Professor has so many more hit points than me right now, but
I'm not
Like,
full
is
hit
it
points.
No,
Stuff
she's
like-
not. She's not.
No.
She's not terrible, but she's not at full health.
I'm below half.
Bao sitting here limply clinging onto
yeah,
the
he's-
chain link fence.
He's like in
I have
like
10
you know
hit
when
points.
you do wrestling and like they lean against like the bolsters like oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing that right now.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
he's
of
looking
course.
out the nose.
I will healing word. Well, I did healing word before I saw Hasa go over, so I did it already.
Okay.
I'll give you that as well.
Like, you're all looking pretty fucked up. He's probably gonna contribute.
The priestess is waiting by the open gate, a raised eyebrow at you, Breeze. She looks over at you, Blake, reproachfully. See? And this is why I told you. I am not going to put my acolytes against that.
Yeah, look, not our finest hour. I'm gonna be honest.
Gee, it's
Right.
almost like somebody could have predicted this and gave you warning.
Foresight's a hell of a thing.
That it is. So, what are your plans now? Are you going to go and do the hard part that follows this? Or are we thinking that we're going to do the typical young adult thing and just suppress?
You're very antagonistic.
Fun.
So no round two?
I'm very antagonistic, almost like it's my job to actually bring things to light so people can find balance in between. Because you
I
will.
feel like I should point out an environment where you're constantly required to be antagonistic can't be healthy for yourself.
It depends. It doesn't really bother me because I feel I am at balance with myself. There is nothing you can say to me that is going to upset me. You will usually find the people who are reactive
God
are the ones that
damn
need to do
it.
the work.
The urge to vicious mockery this motherfucker.
All right. Breeze, do you want to talk about this, or do you want to get going? Because we got a few things we got to get done before
Yeah,
tomorrow.
we've got a few things we've got to get done before tomorrow. Head up.
Okay. Walk and talk with me, because I got a few things to go over with you. And I will finally lower the rifle and put an arm around Breeze's shoulder and lead her away.
One thing I will get you to do first, as you go to lead her away,
Okay.
just roll me a dex save, Crisis, with
Oh, okay.
disadvantage.
Well, fuck.
Out of character for a second. Is Roland aware he's a receptionist?
Wait. We can discuss that all later. Roll
11.
Roland, as you sling your arm around Breeze's shoulder and go to lead her away, you stumble a bit because you could have swore the ground is definitely
Oh.
further away than you were expecting.
Yeah.
Your legs are longer, your stride is different. Which, of course, Braze, you do
Braze.
get this, you get this weight kind of as he stumbles, as he ends up leaning into you.
Sorry, my bad. Tripped on my boots.
Oh, okay.
All right, but yeah. So blah 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 blah. A list of stuff to go over.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. And wait, but you were supposed to fire him. Wasn't that him I heard shouting from the stands?
Oh, he's
Oh.
standing next to the cage.
Yep.
As you're
Bosco?
as you're walking out.
Yeah. We got some popcorn on the way in. Yeah, I fired him. He took it pretty well.
And he doesn't know where we're going, right?
Where you and I are going? I mean, we're walking out of here. I assume he can put 2 and 2 together.
No, where we're staying tonight.
Yeah, he does. Why?
Wait, last time you didn't tell him. You changed the place. You didn't tell him.
Wasn't told
character.
we weren't supposed to tell
Yeah,
him because he kind of got dropped in my lap very last second. But also, consider this: he found us once. He'll find us again.
That's actually a really good point. I'll turn around and look for Blake.
No, hang on. Let's
Wait,
just
I need
talk
to
real
speak-
quick. Give it a minute to cool off because some awkward stuff just happened in there.
It was a cage fight. You were supposed to fight. We were supposed to fight.
Including
What's
the
the
people
point?
outside of the cage.
What?
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about. Come on, let's go. Just 5 minutes of your time, and then we can go find Blake afterwards.
As you are.
Can you buy an ice cream?
Yeah, if you want ice cream.
Blake, there is a cry of exultation that goes out as you're working the crowd. Amongst it all, you do hear some quiet sobbing coming from directly near the gate opening to the ring.
Oh.
Bosco looks extremely disappointed.
No, he's not.
No round
Time of
two.
his life.
He's disappointed in the no round 2, but he's too busy going, "That's my crew! That's my crew!" to everyone in the audience.
I picked Bosco up. I got Bosco on my shoulder now, and we're just doing a little victory lap. We're just
Arms are going around. Woo! Yeah!
As Harser is walking out, he'll just pick an angle when Blake stands still for a moment, flick a dart at him, and I'm gonna healing word any last little scratches you've got.
Oh, thank
That is you're gonna do that one day, and someone's gonna go, "What the fuck did you just put in my drink?" And everyone's gonna react very negatively to that.
It's called a healing roofie.
Man, that random healing for our inter-party conflict is probably the most healing I will ever do. Like, I rolled max dice on almost all of those. Aside from the one for Bal.
So it just clicked. Because this whole time I've been able to see like Haas's health, and I've been like, oh, yeah, that's cool. It's so weird that I can't see the other's health. And then I remembered I can emote as Haasa, and I was like, oh.
I don't understand how you're still capable of doing that.
I can't see his character sheet anymore. His character sheet is completely gone, but I can't see the
You
digits.
have,
I can see his little health bar.
Tegan, do you have it so the token that he might be able to?
No, because it
Really?
shouldn't matter because it's following what the
Can
character
you see it
sheet
on
is.
that token?
Oh my god, there's two Haasas.
Can you see it on that token?
I can.
Okay.
I mean, we can make it fair. You can just give Harser access to my token.
No. So, you all exit the ring.
But I think
Crisis.
we built our last session, actually. so that is
Crisis
weird.
has led Breeze from the building and back out into the streets of the Rising Dominion.
Like, we're leaving already?
At least 2 of us are.
Blake's gonna go and he's gonna go and pray before he leaves. It may not be his god, but I feel like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders after that.
There's still weight on your shoulders, though.
Yeah, I've still got a little buddy.
So you're saying that was actually helpful? That was a good thing that just happened.
I mean, to a
Depending on
degree.
how you frame that.
Okay.
Um,
Continue.
No, that's what just before we go, I'm gonna thank the priestess, pray a little bit and thank the gods of this temple, and that's it. I'm good to move on after that. I'm just gonna show my respect and mosey on out. Finger pistols at the ready.
The priestess just kind of gives you a bow of respect in return and just says, anytime that you actually want to come back. Not just you, your party too. If you just want to talk, or even, like I said, go through some self-reflection or whatever, you're welcome to come.
I thank her. She gets a little fist in open palm bow, and I go, I'll keep that in mind.
Fist in open palm bow. Yep.
Yep.
That's the one.
Whoa, whoa.
Why about
You forgot I was up here. Careful when you bow.
Sorry, Bosco.
Bosco's little raccoon paws have dug into your hair. You're pulling your hair so that trying to whoa Nelly you so he doesn't
on.
fall off.
Bosco? How big is Bosco?
He's only
2'4".
There you go.
Big's a fox.
Probably about the same height.
Can Bosco ride me in fox form?
If you have the strength to do so, yes.
What would my strength have to be?
What's
you,
for whatever the fox
Wrong.
is?
Yeah. What is you check your fox character sheet.
My fox's strength is 3.
You are not carrying him. Bosco gets on you to ride and you just on the ground.
And I'll go,
No.
yeah.
I do not do that.
Sorry, I just the mental image.
I am smart enough to know how much my fox can weigh, but for a second I stop and I think about it and realize that no, it will not work, and we continue
Yeah.
on our way.
Yeah. So you, Blake, Bosco, Blake and Bosco, you leave. What about the rest of you guys? The Harser, the Harser in the bow.
The
The
Harser.
Harser of the Bow.
The Harser is leaving.
The
What
Bow
about
is
normal
also
Harser?
leaving, but also taking note that his dad should go here sometime. I feel like they might need it.
Yes.
Yes, he's following along with them. So
Yep. Okay. And Harsa?
As I said, yeah, he's also leaving.
Okay.
the Harser is leaving.
The
He
Harsa
did
is
mention
leaving.
multiple times the Harser is leaving.
Sorry. So,
What you should have said was, the Harser has left the building.
The Harser's left the
Harser is
building.
leaving the building.
So, ahead of you, Crisis. Where are you leading, Breeze? Because you do not know where you are.
To a ice cream stand we passed along the way, walking into the stadium. Into the temple, I should say.
Okay.
Because Bree said she wanted ice cream, and Crisis is treating her to ice cream.
Let me have a look. we'll say you just find a small ice cream vendor that has just a small stall. It doesn't have like a set name or anything like this, but you do find an ice cream stall that has a couple different flavors, some sorbets.
A name?
You need a name specifically, do you?
I just thought it'd be fun.
My immersion vegan.
Okay, the ice cream store. The ice cream store
has
is
to be a pub.
called. Nope, it's the Big Scoop Creamery.
Okay.
I was gonna say, you better write that down because every time we come to this place, we're gonna go to the Big Scoop Creamery
We are
and
gonna
we're gonna
be
ask
the
about that
big,
NPC.
the Big Scoop Creamery's biggest fucking patrons.
Crisis will get some soft serve ice cream for himself, and he'll just kind of put enough money on the table to pay for whatever Breeze wants.
Okay. Like a spiced chocolate orange soft serve.
Can do. You know what? It can. No, it can do. They have a number of soft serve flavors that they do that they interchange. They've got about 9 that they run at any given time, but they do change them over.
He just happens to have a Starbucks inside of his scoop cup.
So, do you take a seat on like the little tables outside, or do you keep walking?
Do you want to sit or
I think she
continue?
did like I sit. I just sit down.
I got a few things to cover with you.
Yeah, the list. It's well done. I've never seen you write so much.
Yeah. I never really wrote too much in my life. I'm not Crisis, by the way. Hi, Roland.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know. I ain't exactly
So
too
y-
pleased either.
You're the angry one. You were so
Well,
mean to us in the dream.
You're right. I was, and I apologize. It's a lot more of that stuff is heightened in that
Okay.
space.
So you don't hate us now, or it's just
No. It was never at you guys. I was hateful. It's just
so. Does Crisis actually exist? Is there a real Crisis? He was worried that there wasn't, but I told him that there was, and now I'm like, well, is there? Is there
so.
a real Crisis?
First off, I ain't calling him Crisis. Crisis is my wife. He's Midnight. I've lived by moonlight and twilight for most of my life, and now I've made into this. He's Midnight. Y'all can call him Crisis. Y'all can call him Midnight. I don't care. I'm
Why
not
does he
calling
call
him
himself
Crisis.
Crisis?
Because that was the one word I remembered going into my undeath and death.
That's really romantic. I met her, by the way. She's lovely. She's waiting for you.
According
Yeah.
to some of my party members, she's fuckable.
Yeah, I care for her a lot, but I'm not really here to talk about me or
Yeah, but I'm curious. So, if you're going to
No,
talk about me, I'm going to talk about you.
Okay, that's fair. What do you want to know?
What the fuck is going on? What is all of this? Why are there 500 of you inside Midnight's head?
So keep a very long story short. I have lived a very eventful life from the time of the elemental witches through the fucking demon war through a lot of the shit that came after, hell, even the convergence. A lot of time has been spent hanging out with gods, and so I've been a very faithful follower of my god, and she put me to work, and I did the work, and I got rewarded for it.
This is a reward?
Yeah, that's why I ask myself a lot. Nah, the Deceiver has a way of doing things. Love her to death, but I'll be angry till the day I die, which I was. Listen. I'm angry about a lot of things, and I was basically too angry to move on, and I've screwed up a lot of stuff. One of my screw ups, when you spend so much time with someone, developing a bond with them, whether it's a platonic, romantic, or whatever, or a battle bond, or however you want to phrase it, you instinctively in the afterlife kind of seek out those same bonds. Normally, when you die, you go down the river and all that, but I wasn't moving downstream. I was standing in the water, watching, getting more angry, and they got tangled up in me. And so, while I'm happy to have seen them again, because I haven't seen them in a long time, I gotta make sure I do right by death and get their souls in the.
So, were they
in the
your friends in a past life? Why did they get tangled up in you in the river? Did you suck them from their own death and into your own
No,
passing?
no. Like I said, it's just the way the river works sometimes, Water doesn't have any form, only given to it by the land it runs over. The river,
So those
souls seek out each other.
so those people are other people, but you and Midnight, who we call Crisis, are the same person.
Midnight is the formation from all of those people.
So if they go home, the person we know as Crisis will cease to exist.
Essentially, yes, but that's not just because of them, but also because of me. Like, I'll also leave. Because, again, I can't exactly cheat death.
Sure, but then that means that Crisis will stop existing.
Yeah.
So everything I told him to reassure him was a lie.
You can't call it a lie if it's some fuckery of this kind of scale. It's like,
But he doesn't
it ain't
think of
exactly
himself
fair.
as you like. He thinks of himself as himself.
He is himself. This ain't like a separate personality type of thing. Crisis is the culmination of a bunch of parts of souls making one broken whole soul. But it ain't right or natural, and it will probably cause some pain later on in life. But stepping away from that for just a moment.
Okay.
I've been doing this for a long time. An unfortunate long time. The whole be an adventurer thing. And I've gone through a lot of groups, and a lot of people in this group remind me of people who I've traveled with. And not everyone has had a happy ending or a happy life afterwards. And so I just want to talk openly, right? I don't mean to pry, but I think it's at that time I start prying for everyone's good. And I don't mean that in a mean way. It's no deflecting bullshit, okay? What's going on with you and your family? You ain't exactly told us.
What's going on with me and my family? That's what you want to ask about?
Yeah, because you haven't told us anything.
Everybody knows everything. I'm kind of famous,
Well,
everybody knows who my mother is and what court I came from, and everybody knows I left, and everybody knows everything.
So everyone knows everything, so nobody knows anything. The only person who knows anything is you.
But it doesn't have anything to do with anything. What? Yeah, so I fell out with my mother. Like, what does that have to do with anything? I don't think the personal squabbles between me and my mother have anything to do with anything and are really pertinent to anything right now.
You had a falling out with one of the most powerful people of the realm. And in the last town we were in, we got attacked because we were with said person who had a falling out with one of the most
We
powerful
don't.
people of the realm.
We don't know that that's. We don't know that that's the case. We don't know that that's the case.
One of the assassins looked me in the eye and said, "You shouldn't have hung around Bree. You made the wrong choice." That's why I thought it was
I-
being targeted at you.
But I genuinely don't know why that happened. I don't know why.
Okay, and I don't expect you to know everything because that's not fair to you. But we're doing a lot of stuff that's in their territory with someone who it sounds like doesn't have the best relations with you. And
Well, she's not. She's not trying to kill me.
are you sure about that?
Yeah, I mean, she wouldn't try to. If she wanted me dead, I'd be dead, but I'd be dead already. So she's definitely not trying to kill me. And she wouldn't. Like, we've had a falling out, and I'm a disappointment, but I don't think that I'm not that much of a disappointment.
I don't think you're a disappointment. I think
Everything
you're.
she knows me, I think. Wait, you're gonna say something nice about me?
I don't think you're a disappointment. I think you're a young woman doing her best. And considering the lifestyle you lived up until this point, I really do think you're doing your best.
Thank you.
Listen, if anything does come up about why someone might be targeting you or anything like that, if you figure anything out, please don't sit on that. Let us know or me know, okay? Because as your secretary, I gotta stay a step ahead for this kind of stuff to help you out, okay?
I really can't think of anybody who would specifically be targeting me.
Don't you have a sister who hates you?
Who told you that she hates me?
You.
Did I?
When we were walking back from somewhere, you ducked us into an alley to avoid her.
Yeah, but well, look, I've been sent away, so I'm not really her problem anymore.
Okay, that's not the question though.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not. She's not my biggest fan. But I don't think she's. I don't think it's at the level of having me murdered. I think she's
So-
probably just happy with the situation as it is, with me not being there.
So were you removed from the line of succession?
No, I haven't officially been removed from any. But
Mhm.
I have an older sister
So-
anyway, so she's not in line for succession. My older sister is.
So it goes her, then you.
Me, yeah, and then there's the other sister, the one.
So, I mean, you could have a younger sister wanting to advance up. You could have an older sister wanting to secure her lineage. Who knows?
My older sister wouldn't do that. She's not like that.
You're right,
She's-
and I don't know her, and I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make you think anything bad about anyone, but I also don't want you getting blown up again because that kind of sucks.
I don't think that had anything to do with me. If
I
anything, when we spoke to her sister, she thought that maybe it was something to do with their family. They were the
So-
two most important people there. Why would it have to be anything to do with me?
So consider the implications. You, someone who's been kind of politically exiled, hanging out with someone who also has very strong political ties. And of course, the rumor mill is, oh, you
Yeah,
and
maybe-
Hasta are making the smackety do, and that,
Mackety-doo.
yeah, yeah. Of course, the rumor mills are
Thank
wrong.
Valmirian for
but-
marriage.
So yeah, maybe people don't like the idea of
You
yeah,
two
maybe it's his
together.
enemy. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe it is, but
But that's just
someone
rumors.
directly called you out to us.
That's why
So
I wanted to
there
speak
is-
to Blake. We need to go back and speak with him because they said don't hang around with her. They didn't say oh you should have, she should be dead by now. It seemed like they were trying to protect me almost, and that's why we need to speak to Blake. We
No.
came here for a reason. We came here
Ri-
to. Go ahead.
I don't necessarily think it was that they were trying to protect you as much it was, hey, you should have picked someone else. Kind of, you made the wrong choice. But you're right. Crisis will kind of take the last bite of his ice cream and toss it in the bin. Let's go find Blake, because me being a rolly downer, I'm sure is not going to be any fun.
You
And he'll.
threw your ice cream away.
He's been eating it as we've been talking.
He took a bite of his ice cream.
And then threw it away.
I threw it away.
It's well,
Wild.
hang on. How big are the portions? Were they like little small cup
That's
things?
it's a waffle cone.
Waffle cone,
Oh,
yeah.
So it's all
Must
edible.
be.
All you've got is like a paper wrapper around the outside, which realistically is what you're throwing out. You finish your last bite of your ice cream and throw it
Okay.
out. Yeah.
Sorry to get into the weeds about this. I just imagined him like taking a few licks of his ice cream and then throwing the whole thing in the bin, and I was just horrified. Okay.
Meanwhile, meanwhile,
I like Blake.
yeah. Meanwhile, sitting a couple tables away on a couple of stools, you can see Blake and Bosco going ham on some ice cream.
Oh, they were
Actively looking like they're actively trying not to listen, but all three of them are privy to whatever was just
Bao is
said.
not listening. Bao is just biting into the ice cream. He's taken big honk. Yeah, yeah.
Big
Are
honking
you, are
buds.
you like hissing at it? Have you seen the cats when they lick an ice cream and then they hiss at it because their teeth are
Get
sensitive?
the brain freeze.
Yeah, yeah, he does that every once in a while, like he like cat freeze.
I imagine Haas is with us.
Yeah, I assume Hasa is also sitting with you,
Yeah.
using an over-engineered spoon of some description.
He's got one of those little robot, the little guy from Robots that just pops out and like feeds him ice cream. Little fella head. Upgrades, people, upgrades.
However, the rest of them are eating their ice cream on a table over, giving you guys some space. So you see that they are all there, though.
It's been long. I've forgotten his name. Bosco's brother. What's his name?
Rick.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
I'm not good with names, and we haven't talked about you in so long. It's just like.
So we haven't talked about Rick in a week, but his name is Rick.
Look,
But-
my brain is.
No, that's okay. You don't remember names. That's fine. It's
I have a feeling I've been
I mean-
forgotten for somehow. I don't understand it.
No, so I would be like, I would sit next to Blake and just deliberately not talk about anything that happened, and just be like, so, Blake, for some, I think last week you were so quiet and we didn't get a chance to really talk about it. What's your coin saying? We were here to find Rick.
I mean, I can still, get a position on, where my coin is. I don't know if I'd like to believe Rick's still attached to it or still has it in his possession.
Well, where is the coin?
Magical god, where art thou, coin?
You take your holy symbol into your hand. For those people who haven't seen, it looks like a sheaf of like a rice sheaf. So it's drooping over with the tendrils and things like that. The actual little hairs that come off of the end of it, they are actually attached via a whole heap of little jump rings, so they kind of swing independently. But Blake takes this into his hand. Sits down, communes with Shinzi, and you do feel that the coin is somewhere in the city. You can feel that it's somewhere to the north.
I open my eyes, I point north, and I go, as far as I can tell, he's that way, but he's in the city.
Will it ping I don't know how it feels for you. Will it like ping harder when you get closer to him?
Oh,
Will it
I
heat
mean,
up?
it won't heat up per se, but I'll be able to get a better lock on him. I mean, I can also, if you really want a more exact one, I can do it here, but it's going to take a lot more time.
I'm not in a rush.
A quick ping's one thing, an exact location is another.
I look around at everybody else and say, but doesn't everybody else want to find Rick? And then I squint at Bosco.
Licking his ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
It still
Yeah,
weirds
that's why
me
you
out that I was
followed
chewing.
us.
It's not all to chew ice cream, you know? I've always done it. You know?
You never cease to just amaze me, Bao, if I'm honest.
Yeah. Cat freaks.
Well, I guess the main thing is I owe Rick. I want to find Rick.
Me too.
But at the same time, Rick would be pretty pissed off if we didn't save, you know, the city first.
We're going to do that, right? We have meetings in the morning. We have.
Well, how much time do we have?
I side-eye Crisis, ask the receptionist.
Haha, funny.
I feel like rescuing Rick isn't going to take so long that we miss the opportunity
Yeah.
to protect the city.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well.
You sure no
Oh.
one needs rest before we go and rescue?
Yes, please.
I don't even get to finish the sentence, and Bao's like, yes.
He just falls
Look,
asleep
okay.
at the table, like, bonk.
In the morning, we have to go speak to Vale, and then after that, perhaps we can lock down a location for Rick.
We also need to investigate the caves.
Oh yeah, you mentioned something like that in your list, but then you said the captain would come speak to us when he wanted us to look at the caves. So until then,
He wanted to do that tomorrow after we met with Vale.
Your Vale.
Sorry, I'm a little bit rattled in the brain right now. Hi, I'm Roland, by the way.
oh yeah, this is Roland.
Roland.
He's not,
What?
yeah, the angry one from the dream. Yeah.
Not actually angry at you guys. Just a little bit
You
unpleasant.
tried to
sometimes.
send me to hell.
It's what I do.
Is this
That's not a
guy
good excuse.
is this guy crazy or something?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
yeah, but it's also
Midnight.
true.
So you're not Crisis
I-
then? Was that just a fake name?
I mean, technically, it's a real name for someone else. I don't call Crisis Crisis. I call him Midnight. Y'all can call him Crisis still, because it's simpler that way. But I'm not calling other me the name of my wife, because that's weird.
Your
I
wife?
get- Yeah. Have you not met Crisis? No, that wasn't. No.
Wait, wait,
uh,
maybe?
Blake does the thing where he turns into my wife, and I get very angry.
Oh, you weren't there for that. It was when you disappeared, I think. No, it wasn't.
No,
Yes,
I
it was.
think I remember the
No,
name.
It is when you
But I
disappeared.
remember the name Roland. somewhere.
How are your dads doing?
That's right. You're friends with my dad's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi,
I'm pretty good. It's been quite a while. A good.
Yeah.
What was it? Like 1,000 years or something.
Yeah, 1,000
Something
plus.
like that. You're around that, yeah. Just casually. Yeah. I would see you since I was a baby. Literally.
Yeah, I was probably happier then. So yeah. Breeze gotta meet with Okay, this is an out of character question. Do we know
Captain
who
Hoddy.
Vale is?
Yes,
Bree?
the-
Okay. That's why I was like,
actually,
oh wait, is this...
The people
This
that
is-
would know, are Blake, Bao, Hasa, because they were there when the Shadow Lady, the Soft Lady said so.
Okay, so that's why I didn't want to say it. Okay. So yeah, we got to get Breeze here home so we can get a letter to Master Nero to organize an early meeting and then get with the captain to investigate the caves because apparently our party is the experts on this. Blake, I hope you got tap dancing shoes because you're gonna learn.
No.
That's not. If you want to go with the soft lady to the dance, you gotta learn how to dance.
What made you think I wanted to go? Was it the part where I said specifically I didn't want to go?
Hey, listen. They told me to get you trained, and that we're all getting outfitted with clothing.
Oh, you did not say you were gonna fucking train me.
Oh, I'm not the one doing the training. No. There'll be practical lessons for you.
Mm-hmm. Continue.
Huh. Breeze, on the way back, you can probably call your mom to give her condolences about why
What,
we're
am I
not
dead?
staying. What?
Why are we giving her condolences?
Uh,
Oh,
Actually, on the subject,
the-
Bosco, what
Yeah.
the fuck were you doing with Breeze's mum?
I was trying to get us some room and board.
that's actually why you got to call her mom because we're not staying
We
with her.
already had room and board.
yeah, that
Get to
doesn't
pay
make
for
sense.
it.
You were planning on paying for yours.
I didn't say that.
You know, I decided not to stay at the Spring Embassy, so it wasn't a matter of getting us room and board because I could have gotten us that. I decided not to stay there. Why did you decide to go above me and call my mother? Why do you have my? How do you have my mother's contact details?
Cause she lives in the embassy. It's not hard to miss.
And then why did you decide to?
Well, you kept putting off seeing your mother. So
didn't
I
put
thought-
off seeing her. I didn't want to see her, and I wanted to stay somewhere else, which I had decided.
It's
So why did
family.
you- So fucking what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Family.
Redeemable excuse.
I
Fam-
understand family may be a soft spot for you at the moment, but
It
you
doesn't
can't
seem to be. He's not
just
doesn't seem
do
that keen on finding his brother, so I don't think it's that much of a soft spot.
Who says I'm not looking for my brother?
You've been by our side constantly. You don't seem especially. You didn't ask Blake about where he was. You didn't seem especially keen on following that lead. You don't seem to care much at all, actually, since you've gotten here.
Maybe I have some irons in the fire. I mean, you're supposed to be his friends, and this is the first time I've heard someone actually say, let's go look for him.
Blake was weirdly quiet when we first arrived here, so it slipped our mind. It's a session you missed, so I can ask you.
All right. Hang on. Us arguing about this ain't gonna help us find Rick. All right.
We're not trying to argue about it, but I do think that if we're going to move forward, the right thing here is for you to apologize, Bosco. And then we'll put it all behind us.
For what?
You don't contact people's family behind their back. Breeze is
Why?
a girl. If she wants to talk to her mum, she will. You can't force someone to do something they don't want to do, Bosco. I know.
It happens all the time.
Yeah, but you don't know me. You don't know my situation. You don't know what's best for me. You just
Well-
met me and you decided to go against everything I expressly wished and contact my family. It's ridiculous.
Because sometimes people don't know what's the best thing for them.
And you do.
Well, I can try.
Don't stop. Don't try. You're bad at it.
Wow.
Have
Okay.
you never heard of toxic families? there's a perfectly good chance that you may have contacted someone who wished her harm.
All right, again, I don't think this conversation is going to go the way anyone wants it to. Right?
Roland
Yeah.
thinks she's trying to kill me, so you know.
Well, what about your stepdad?
What about him?
Don't you want to see him?
I don't. Not especially. No.
Why?
What?
How about we leave it at we will not contact anyone's families unless specifically asked to, or I don't know, you're sending your respect because they're dead. Like, let's leave it at that.
I mean, how much you know about my family and my life.
Well, I know that my brother was hired to keep an eye on you by your stepfather.
What?
He was supposed to bodyguard her.
Since when?
Since he met that strange elf dude in the tavern.
Huh.
He was hired to
So-
look after her.
From the beginning, before. Is that why we all met on the ferry?
No, this is
No,
after.
that's he was helping me with something.
I don't know. Maybe you're just part of this.
Ha! If you think I'm gonna serve royalty, you have another thing coming. I got my own bridges to burn with them.
You just told me you were gonna have me trained to do royalty shit.
Yep.
Go to
Yeah.
war.
And yet, I can't contact her family, but you can make him.
So there's a lot of hypocrites around here. That's not the point.
It-
I don't know why my stepfather asked that. And I don't.
Maybe you should speak to him then.
Why don't we just leave this conversation at keep away from other people's family and don't interfere with their personal troubles?
So you're not going to look for my brother then?
Well, that
I'm
is
looking
an
for
us
your brother.
problem.
It's sort of a him problem too, Arthur. We can't stop him if he wants to look for Rick.
Well, no, of course. I'm not referring to it as just an us problem. I'm saying there's a difference between Breeze's toxic family situation and his kidnapped brother.
We liked Rick. He was our friend. We want to find him because he's our friend. So you can't stop me from finding my friend.
Okay. So,
Well, maybe he wasn't my friend. Maybe he was just lying and was a bodyguard, actually. But I'm still going to find him so I can shout at him about it.
no, that sounds very mature. Go with that.
Thank
Find
you.
Rick so we can shout at him.
Yep.
You don't have to shout at him. I will.
You seem very shouty.
Bosco.
You seem
What?
very annoying.
Oh, thanks. I get that a lot.
Boss, you're just
What?
you understand that your course of action you took wasn't the best. You understand it's upset Breeze, and that's not okay.
I don't agree with the not best course to take, but if she doesn't want me to, I will not try and help her.
I don't like.
I think that's the
way
best
you
you're gonna
worded-
get out of
Nope,
him.
Nope. I don't like the way you worded that.
What?
If she
You know, I-
is like hanging on the edge of a cliff, for example, boss, and she needed help, would you reach out a hand?
If she doesn't yell at me, sure.
I don't believe that because I imagine Rick's bodyguard job got transferred to you. Because you've
Well,
been on
that's
the
not
phone
how
with
it
people.
works.
I'm picking up
No,
your
no, no.
slack. Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Must have been a lot of gold, eh?
Not enough, apparently.
Okay, boss.
okay. We got daylight to burn and things get done before the end of today if you want. A lot of this comes from Kiyomi. Do you trust whatever Kiyomi has to tell you or generally go off of what she says?
The cute kitsune.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I can spare some time.
All right, cool. She's the one who wants to give you the practical lessons, asshat, so pay attention.
Okay, I get a formal letter written from my mother, and it says,
Go fuck yourself.
my
With
humblest,
love.
sincerest regards, my dear mother. I had no idea that you would be in town, and I am otherwise obligated elsewhere please, my deepest regards, and all fluffy,
Blake's
flowery.
Blake's
Is that
over
is
your
that to your
shoulder.
mum?
Blake's
that to
over
your mum?
shoulder. He's like, scratch that. Fuck you.
No.
Tell her
Wait, but,
Bosco says hi.
Don't tell her Bosco
Okay,
says
you
hi.
don't get it. This is courtly language. There are subtle things here that are basically a fuck you, but they're not. They're just subtle, okay? And yeah, so in the letter, it's very formal, like too formal, and yeah, and that's like the fuck you and how formal it is. It's like
I get the
insanely
impression
formal.
Blake would like it, my dearest royal mother. While I appreciate your invitation, you can kindly and with best regards go fuck yourself.
It's like it's like, Hi, mother. I heard there's a dick harvest.
The dicks are ripe. Prepare to harvest.
Yeah. So, and I'll get that sent.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Give my regards to my dearest sister.
And Alan.
So that's one thing done. Oh,
Why are you
Blake.
taking orders from Roland, Breeze?
He's the new
Because
steward.
she hired me
They're
as
not
the fucking steward.
Orders. He's my steward.
He said write a letter to your mum, and you just wrote a letter to your mum.
Because it was on the list, and it's a good idea. It's a good
Didn't he write the list, but?
Yes, because of reasons. Blake, you have a meeting in 3 days with the Kitsune Council.
Yeah, the 13.
Right. It's on the
Why,
list.
It's
I'm
an
making
extra
sure you
member.
know.
Do they have to become the 14? If there's like 2 good candidates that year, do they become the 15? Or does it one of those things where it doesn't matter how many members they have? They're always
There's actually 36 of them.
Oh.
They just refuse to acknowledge anyone but the first 13 to show up on the day. The rest get locked out.
Well, they're still part of it, but they're just like, no, we're
It's
still
the first 13 in.
with crazy six. Yeah.
Gary's like, I was late, traffic, and they're like, shut the fuck up, Gary. Your opinion doesn't matter anymore.
You didn't make the cut.
Gary.
All right. I think we should all go back to the Burning Orchard, kind of settle in for the night, wake up
The
bright and early tomorrow
burning
morning.
orchid. The burning orchard is something very, very different.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wrote orchid in my
Orchid.
notes.
Orchid, yeah.
That dyslexia
Okay.
hit hard, yo.
No, it's not even dyslexia. It's just I just typed it wrong.
Yeah.
Dyslexia.
So yeah, we should all go back, take a nice long rest, catch some sleaze.
Wait, is
Blake?
Crisis coming back, or is it you now?
No, he's coming back. I don't know when, but he for sure is coming back. I can kind of feel the control kind of slip and wane sometimes, strengthen and falter. But Blake, there's something I need to talk to you about.
Mm-hmm.
He's very chatty today, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't like it.
I like it.
What the hell? Aren't I always like the
Okay.
most pleasant person you've ever known, Blake?
Roland, let's put it this way. If you're
I
on
tried to send
fire,
you to hell.
I wouldn't piss on you.
Whoa.
Wow. All right.
What?
You literally tried to send me to hell while telling me you were sending me to hell.
To be fair, I would have sent everyone to hell,
Uh-huh,
including myself.
not pleading your case. Not the defense you think it is.
Oh, but maybe he has some redeeming qualities, Blake.
Yeah, he does. It's called Crisis.
Yeah, I was gonna say I really don't got a lot going on for me right now.
Look, he's just misunderstood, Blake. He has redeeming qualities.
Uh,
Blake. Me and him are
Exactly.
similar in so many ways. I've
You
lived.
just
I can
need to
relate
take the time
him.
to get to know him, Blake.
Get to know him, Blake.
I've met Roland. I don't like Roland. Also,
Yeah,
he's
no-
taken up my precious Crisis
I
time.
glance,
with
I
me.
glance at Bosco and I say, yeah, funny that.
What?
Nothing.
Slight difference.
And
Yeah.
I don't see how.
One
Are
takes
you being
over the
subtle?
body of our friend, and the other one is
Well-
a child.
technically, it's not taking over. You know, I don't want to get into semantics of that. He does appreciate you. I will say that.
I appreciate
So-
Crisis too. So, out of respect for Crisis, what is it you want?
I know the answer to your question.
Honey, you're gonna
Of-
have to be more specific than that.
What's the question you've been trying to find out for a while now that you went to the archivist for?
Oh god, I I've asked so many questions in my time.
Why is magic fucky wucky?
Ah, yes.
And where is it
One of the
going?
one of the newer questions. I thought you were asking about why does the giant moth not live when I put it in the bag of holding?
Or the other eternal question: if the bread is square, why is ham circular?
I thought it was gonna be like, who are my parents?
I did not know that the ham question was a question.
Of course it is. One of the
Astrid and I-
greatest lines of the previous ages asked it.
Yeah,
Astrid and have
I
had
remember. I
deep
even know that
questions.
one.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to ask Craig what the other questions were that Billy tried to ask that prophet. I can't remember what they were.
I
Oh.
can't hear you.
Don't you dare.
All right. Well, yeah, I know the answer to the question, but I'm not gonna give it to you. Not until you understand the answer. All right.
Can't understand the answer if you don't give it to me, buddy.
Right, and
Wait.
you'll answer the question yourself once you know the answer to this. So riddle me this.
Oh, jeez.
Fuck! This is. I look to Breeze. I'm like, this is my fucking.
I'm
I
going
hate
off
this
him,
guy.
you know. So
No, I'm not.
Alan's
I
looking
need.
all excited.
I like riddles.
I also want
It's
to know
not.
the answer to this
It's
question,
not. It's not
so-
an actual riddle. It's just a phrase.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I need you to
Kennedy.
understand. You'll understand a lot more about me in Crisis if you know the answer
Crisis
to your
and I.
question.
Do continue.
No, it's me in Crisis is correct grammatically.
I know.
Listen, I grew up on a farm. I don't know how to speak good. The point being,
But it was
Let him
correct.
cook. Let him cook.
Let
Don't
him,
wanna
What's my-
agree with
let him
you.
cook.
Blake, what's my name?
Roland.
Is that it?
That's what you introduced yourself as.
Right, but what's my full name?
Roland Crisis.
And that's the thing you need to figure out. Figure out my full name, and you will understand why magic is going away.
Huh. Hasa, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
Haas is currently leaning over in some bushes. I have no idea.
Is he all right?
You're a lot more cryptic than I remember you as.
Yeah, I know. It's the first time in my life I get to do this, so I'm kind of
Hey,
taking it as a.
Bear. Can you
Yeah?
ask your dad's what dickhead's name is, please?
Don't do that, because it doesn't tell him why the name matters.
Okay.
Blake, I want you to do this to get a better understanding, not on me, but on the situation as a whole, and kind of why Crisis is the way he is. Rolling capitalism. Ugh. I'll
that is
give
the
you a
purpose.
hint. I was a fairly predominant figure. Well, maybe not predominant like leading, but just
Yeah, never heard of you.
was there during the Demon Wars. Which, by the way, is a dumb fucking name. It should have been called 40-1 because those were our odds and the numbers against us. But I was in the war, so there are probably some history books that have mentions of me in it. Find my name, and then find why the name matters.
Counteroffer. You
Okay.
tell me your name, you tell me why it matters, and I will give you this shiny gold coin.
He doesn't want your pervert coin.
Let me see the coin.
I pass him the coin. It's just a standard gold coin.
He'll take a bite out of it.
Literally
Just
takes
kinda,
a
like,
bite
test
out of it. Like,
It turns into chocolate.
Nah, unless you can get me a coin blessed by the deceiver herself, then no, that ain't gonna happen. When was the last time y'all well, I guess I shouldn't say that because we were literally just at a temple. But next time, I'm at the wheel. I should take y'all to Temple of Selene, show you how to properly pray.
Oh wow!
So
Now you're
the
telling
way I
people how to
played
pray. He can't
Balefire-
dance. He can't pray properly.
Just
Wow.
Just Andrew. We did discuss this. Her name is Shayloon. This is
Yeah.
the-
No. Oh no. Andrew knows.
Oh, Andrew
Andrew
knows.
knows.
Okay, cool.
Andrew and Roland
Selene.
know. No. Yeah. No. Fuck all. Y'all wrong. Her name is Saloon.
Saloon.
I've always pronounced it Salune.
He's gonna walk
Well,
into the saloon.
No, this is where I will.
$2
This
to go
is
backward
this
and
is where I
forward.
will explain. In the previous history, she was Selene, or as Roland says, Saloon. But over the course of history, she has become Shayloon. So,
Yeah.
for that kind of thing, it is slightly different. It doesn't really matter, but there you go.
But yeah, you can ask Selene. I'm sure she would love to have a discussion with you guys about me because she loves to gossip. You can look me up in a history book, but find why the name matters.
All right, lovely. I take out my phone and I Google Roland Demon War.
They knew me as the Dreamer, so that might be something you might want to put in. Roland
Demon War.
Dreamer.
the
The Dreamer. Yeah.
Oh, so you're the one they reference when they talk about that song. It's like, they may say I'm a dreamer.
Yeah. I'm kind of like a mythical creature. I just get spotted in throughout history. People think I'm the same person. They're not wrong. It's like a made-up creature, like a giant furry man, which Roland's very I was very sure.
Furry man.
Right. How many bars do you hang out in, man? Jesus.
And which bars?
Okay, you two. Actually, no. And Thalamirian. I forgot. Never mind.
Yeah.
Do I know
was
how
gonna
old?
say.
Do I know how old? What's his face? Sorry, names. Do I know how old Bosco is?
Forgetting both of them.
I don't think
Wow.
Rick.
in character. I don't
Bosco's
think it's
12.
been discussed.
And you're muted again.
Do I know that though? Do I know that?
No,
I don't
I haven't
think
said
I
I
found
haven't
it
said
out.
my age.
No, so I don't know that he's like a kid.
Yeah, in
Okay,
character,
cool.
it hasn't been discussed.
No.
He acts
Okay.
like a child. He is not a fully grown Raken yet, is he?
No.
No,
Yeah.
he's the equivalent of a human 15-year-old, basically.
See?
But,
Yeah.
but I don't know that. So
No.
It's
Well,
I
if
won't
you
comment.
knew-
I was gonna comment.
If you knew anything about trash pandas, you would. I'm a bit of an expert.
So racist.
Also, why exactly is this dickhead just blatantly fucking lying to us all?
Who tickets here?
This fucking moron talking to the gods. They've been gone for, I don't know, a hot minute. How
Roland
is
ain't lying.
Roland sure ain't truth, then that's for sure.
So Blake did a Moogle shirt on Roland the Dreamer Demon War. Right? Did he get any hits?
Oh, I shouldn't be looking at that page. Why did that come
no.
up first? And how do they do that?
Here, let me see. So you take the other person's legs and then you pull, and then that kind
Oh.
of gets you in that position ready.
And what the? He's a child.
We're talking about wrestling. What are you talking about?
He's a child.
I mean,
Nah,
you're the only one that notices it.
I'm an adult. I can legally drink if I want to.
Uh-huh.
His
What's your
Bosco's eyes
favorite-
also going back and forth.
What's your favorite alcohol, boss?
The strongest one I can get.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that would be it.
You smoke, Bosco?
All the time.
All right, cool. And I'll hand him the cigarette and the lighter. All right, dude.
No, no, no.
I only eat with having certain drinks. It's fine. I'll get them off you later.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. One moment, please.
The DM is also Googling.
Moogling.
Moogling,
Moogling.
I not realize he was a child.
I'm not a child. Stop saying that.
Listen, I don't know nothing about Raken. He carries a gun. He's an adult by me.
Damn right.
Well, you are Crisis in some way. It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird that you guys are similar.
Oh, right, like the kobold that had the rock.
Yeah. War crimes, am I right?
Technically not a war crime.
Don't like that he knows about that on a technicality.
Unless you're having a war on crime.
Apparently, he's thousands of years old and has hung out with gods. I'm sure he's killed millions. He's genocided probably many people.
Between you and me, I don't think he actually knows what time period he's in.
You may be.
You
You
should
may
be
be
in a
more on the
loony
nose
bin.
about that than you think.
I think he needs a
What?
jacket.
Have fun with that, Blake.
Actually, that's a very good point. Hearing you say that, Blake. He has. If he's talking about being around for a very long time, he probably doesn't have any clue where he is. I'm just gonna look around for like a good old American-style newsstand type thing where all those fucking magazines and newspapers are.
There on the street, you see a small pixie child with a satchel bag handing out newspapers.
Cool. I'll go, yeah, I'll go
Yeah.
grab a
Actually,
newspaper
Yeah,
off of them.
I would ask him to grab one for me. Would you grab one for me too?
Of course.
He holds out a hand for a copper.
Yeah.
Is
I'll
there-
hand him 2 copper, and I'll get 2 papers.
Hands over the papers.
I vaguely know where I am, assholes. I'm not senile.
I would like.
aware
I
you
would
know
like.
where you are, but I'm not
You-
quite certain you know.
You
when
are currently holding 2 copies of the Daily Dominion.
I hand 1 to Breeze and 1 to Roland.
I'm
Like,
gonna look for anything about.
Catch up on
Um,
the last 1,000 years.
guys,
I'm
before we
gonna
read the
discuss it.
paper,
Okay,
before we
yeah.
read the paper, and
What does
I would
Moogle tell you?
Can I have
Oh,
the comics?
Wikipedia tells me so much about you,
Wikipedia.
Roland Glasscrown, God bless companion to the Chaos Maiden, wielder of the
Mhm.
bells of stars, walker
Mhm.
of the paths of the unworld, first blessed priest of the Church of Valor Knight,
Mhm.
Cucumber. No one knows
Mhm.
exactly how old you are, but you've been around for a while.
Mhm.
So what the fuck does what exactly does Class Crown have to do with fucking everything?
Holy shit! Do you not know the Glass Crown name? I'll turn to the 2 nobles in the group. You guys have to know what that means, right?
Do we?
As previously discussed, I think you both agreed that your families would have sheltered you from stories from the outside world, like from the material, like from Anthalamir, just because it didn't really affect you and it wouldn't be necessary.
Well, I think I did say that we were
Would-
sheltered. I said we had a particular narrative about it. Like it
Would-
very much, they were called the whatchamacallit queens, the traitor queens and stuff, the
Yep.
false queens,
Yep.
things like that. So we may have had a
Um,
spin on it.
You know what? Roll me a history then, Breeze, to see if, because this is the pertinent. Nope. You just remember traitor queens. That's about it.
Okay.
So hold on, you're telling me you dumbass motherfucker came up with a fucking riddle that you didn't know if we'd even be able to answer?
I didn't think you would answer it immediately. I knew you'd be able to answer it.
Dude, it's the fucking internet.
Okay, idiot. Then look up why the Glass Crown name matters.
Why can't you just tell me? Why can't Crisis come back? Why does everything have to be 30 steps long?
Again, I and Crisis have very specific goals, and the things we want involve probably not great things. And you guys would probably stand against
Great.
this.
Make him just tell me what I want to know.
Just-
Can't,
Just look up
as
the glass
charming as I
crown
am,
name.
I couldn't make him do that, I think. Can we
Just
go
look
back to
up
the
glass crown
inn,
name.
or to the inn for the first time?
I figured we were walking while we were
I'll,
Oh,
walking.
are we walking?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's gonna take
walking
us a
and
while to
talking.
get there if we're walking.
I
And
always
I
assume
look-
we're walking and
I-
talking.
I point out a tram and I say, let's hop on this one. It goes near there.
All right.
I hope there are trams in the city, because if not, I invented them.
There is now.
The Rising Dominion, being mostly a Fey city, does not have trams. There are no cars. You
Damn
do
it.
see. You do
They
see
have
that.
Tramps.
No,
Hey.
they don't. They do have
Shut
rickshaw.
up, Buckley.
They don't. They do have.
When I say tram, I point to a rickshaw.
Yeah, they have rickshaws that are pulled by bullets and things like this.
My
Um,
bullets. Jesus
bullets.
Christ, this
Bullets,
town.
jeez.
Bullets.
Underground rickshaw.
Yep. Pulled
Bumpiest taxi ever.
Yep. Well, because this is the thing, you got to understand a lot of these creatures, first of all, have either wings, they fly, they have other ways of like walking through trees, you know.
Yeah, so when I say tram, I point to a particular bullet that has like a little like name tag on, and it says tram, and it's really cute. And he wears a little hat, and he's like a slightly famous one.
Sure,
And he's really
sure.
strong, so he pulls like two rickshaws, so that we could all fit on. So like a tram.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Leave me alone.
But yes, like, because if I tell you I'm biased, just look up why the name Glass Crown matters.
Oh my god. You're making me do so much fucking research.
It's good for a young mind to do so.
You
Also,
told me,
again, I am heavily biased.
you said, figure out my last name, I'll tell you the answer that you need to know about why magic's fucked. I figured out your
Because
last
the
name,
answer,
and then you turn around and you're like, oh no, actually, I'm not going to tell you how to figure it out. I'm going to send you on
Because-
another quest.
okay, first off, this ain't a fucking quest. I'm sorry, me asking you to pull out your fucking phone and Google something is the hardest thing you're gonna do today.
Are we there yet?
Honey, I just went 3 rounds with 3 of the toughest people I know.
Yeah, and apparently this is more taxing than your brain can handle. Again,
I'm about to go
I'm
off
biased. And once you understand why the name matters, you'll know that's your answer.
What if it only matters to you?
No, it'll matter. It unfortunately matters. I wish it only mattered to me. Life would be a lot fucking simpler.
Hey, what does this thing that we're riding on look like? The deck where we're actually riding? Can I drag my feet along the ground?
You can sit on the back and drag your feet across the ground as you're continuing a Google search if you would like to.
Actually, no, I'm upside down with my head hanging. Not off the... Like, it's not hanging along the ground. Like, I'm not dragging my forehead through the ground. I am just sitting... My head would be up higher than, like, Bosco's legs. I'm sitting with, like, my shoulders in the seat.
But you're... Okay, so you... Wait. So you're upside down with your shoulders on the seat, your head hanging off the seat, your legs hanging over the back of the seat, possibly
Yeah,
over
dude.
Haas's shoulders?
Ah, well, Haas is used to it. Haas has experienced weirder things from me at this point. I am bitching
Breeze,
and moaning
Tram-
and googling.
Tram's tongue comes out the side of his mouth as he gives you a very toothy looking grin. His eyes close as he enjoys the pat.
Oh, good try.
So are you going to continue the Google just to, or are you gonna, you're annoyed at
Google.
Roland?
I'm gonna Google it. I am not pleased by this this series of events.
I'll be honest, I didn't think you would Google it. I thought you would have to think on it for a little bit, or make it a little bit more dramatic. I do love a little bit of drama. But I'm not lying to you. The answer is the answer to your question.
The answer is the answer to your question.
I don't know what he's on about either, Breeze.
Oh,
Like,
I need to get some sleep.
It's like a fortune teller. He'll say something mystical, and then when it happens, he'll just make it sound like it suits, so to speak.
Oh, I agree on something.
He has got a point. That's exactly what you are.
That was a good point.
So as you are
I'll be more
searching,
vague.
Tram takes off across town at his slow preambulous pace. You know, it is a bit rocky, but you know, so such is life when you have to take the long route to the tavern where you're staying.
Hey, team, just
It's in the student district, by the way. So if you want to pop into the library, you could.
look. I may have to go and see like a history professor or something, because who the fuck is Selena Glasscrown, and what does this have to do with anything?
Breeze, at saying that tweaks your memory. She's the High Witch Queen in Anthalamir.
She's the traitor queen.
She is the traitor queen. There's a lot of them, but she is
Yeah,
capital
queen.
T.
she's
The-
bad news.
Okay, so
Yeah.
she's fucking with magic personally. Like, would
Probably draining it from the world.
So you're related to the Witch Queens?
Oh, is it like your kid or something?
Yeah.
you
Uh,
She's
Kakarot.
not.
Oh.
What the fuck? No, she's not my kid directly. She's granddaughter.
Oh, you need to fucking
If
put
you
your
have a
granddaughter in the
what?
line.
No shit, shithead. I wish it was that simple. Too bad I've been dead the entire time they've been assholes to the world.
Well, now you're back.
Family dynamics.
Yeah. So, Breeze, when I say that I slightly understand what you're going through with your family, I truly do slightly understand what you're going
But
through.
you
with
weren't
your family.
alive for anything that they went through, and do they know you're alive now?
Do they know I'm alive? No.
So
Do-
you're going
was
through
that-
nothing at all similar to what Breeze is going through.
Interrupt
Did
me
what
again,
is that?
shithead, and find out.
Were the
No.
signs when she... You met your granddaughter. Were the signs when she was alive that she would turn into a false queen?
Okay. So, Blake, in the history of me, when you were looking it up, you know how it says I just kind of came out of nowhere?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because I died in my world. My timeline, however you want to phrase it. Selene, being
Very
the
different timeline.
benevolent deceiver she is, said, hey, I got another problem. Go fix it. You can be with your family. I fixed that problem. She brought crisis over. And we lived happily ever after until my daughter decided to heed all fucking advice I gave her and do the one thing that she could do to be a disappointment to me and become the fucking Witch Queens. The Witch Queens existed in my reality, my timeline. That's why I wanted you to look this up. Because me just telling you all this shit sounds fucking stupid. It still sounds stupid.
Do we kill him now?
I'd like to see you fucking try.
He could have just started with that.
Like, okay, if I just came out of the blue and told you all this, would you have believed me? Roland, would you have believed Roland telling you all this?
Honestly, probably Roland, the same crazy son of a bitch with the talking dog who took us to a dreamscape and then tried to send me to hell with some ringing bells. Yeah, I probably would have believed it. I've seen crazier shit
The
happen.
craziest, not the craziest thing that can happen.
Exactly.
That's pretty par for the course. But no, the whole timeline thing, yes. No. So, as I was getting kind of older in my age, Crisis had decided she wanted to move on to her next life, and so she had moved on to her next life. It was my daughter, Daldane, who decided, oh, you know, the demon wars are over. Oh, the planes have converged. Oh, people are fucking idiots. Why don't I, with all my great magic, go be in charge? And I told her, don't do that. And she thought, what if I just called them the Witch Queens? Don't do that. And then she went and did the fucking thing that she wasn't supposed to. So
your own children don't even listen to you.
That's
yeah,
typical.
imagine fucking that. Well, not
Did
all.
you
of them.
explain?
There's
Did
a
you
reason.
explain
Claudia
it to
said
her
it.
in this same cryptic way? Where you're like, "Oh,
No,
I've got
no,
something to
Christ
tell
is
you that you
not.
can't do,
Yeah.
but once you figure it out, that'll be the answer to figuring it out." What was the first day of June in 1960? Like, dude, just fucking get to the point.
In all my experience, every time I try to tell people things, no one likes to believe me. So I'm sorry if I try to help further your education, because I try to tell you, oh, I'm a
Is-
glass crown,
is
and you don't even
Roland
know who
sitting
a
next
fucking
to me?
glass crown is.
I'm sorry that nobody believes you. I know what that's like.
Is Roland next to me?
Everybody.
Like, where's Roland's? Is he within reach?
I mean, we're on a tram, so probably.
I reach over and I place my hand on your knee and I'm like, "Hey, buddy, next time you've got something to tell me, just tell me and I'll believe you. Promise."
Cool. So you're ready to help me break up a nation then? Because that's what's going to take to fix magic, is to kill
Right.
all the witch queens.
That
You
sounds
ready
like
to go to
fun.
war, soldier? Is that the truth you want to
Wait.
hear? Because that's the truth I believe in, and I don't think that's the actual truth that will fix this.
But if we kill
Ah.
you, your daughter wouldn't exist. Does that work?
No.
No, it goes the other way. Usually time goes the other way, but maybe time doesn't. Does time go both ways?
I don't know.
No, it only goes straight. It can diverge in other paths, but
Yeah.
I heard it was wibbly wobbly.
it's a bit
Wibbly-wobbly,
fuckery like that.
timey-wimey.
It does
So
have
here-
a bit of a wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff kind of vibe to it.
That's what I heard.
I'm
Here's
a
the
little
thing.
confused though, Roland. You
Yeah?
said that that is the truth that you believe, but that's also the truth that you don't
Truth.
think will fix.
What
that,
I heard too.
that doesn't quite make sense. Do you believe it or do you not believe it? Like, do you believe
I
that
co-
killing
do
all
I-
the witch queens would fix this, or do you not?
I am a type of person. I've never met a problem I couldn't fix with, the sharp end of a
Violence?
sword. But that doesn't mean all problems should be fixed like that.
Of course not. We just have Blake tell them to fuck off.
Maybe
Yeah,
we give
yeah,
her a
I'm-
good-
I'm
we should
sure
give her a
that'll
good
go
chat,
great.
tell her to
He's
change
very
her ways.
persuasive.
That's the solution I see, is kill them all. Now, of course, that'll
like,
cause a lot of problems for society, and I don't think that's what society wants.
How
but-
about we take some other ideas from other people in the carriage who aren't so
Which
quick
is
to murder people?
Which is why, Dingus, I'm saying I don't think my solution is the solution, though.
See, that's what I'm really. That's what I'm stuck on, Roland. You said that is the solution that will work, that you think will work, but then immediately afterwards you said, but that
Right.
might not be the solution. Like,
No, it's just a fancy way of me saying I would like to fight them, but I also don't think fighting's gonna really. I think it will solve
I-
everything, yeah, but I,
I
don't
think
think
you made
it'll
it.
make
It's
things
not the
better.
best solution.
But it's
Thank
not the
you.
best solution. Okay,
You know what?
yes.
And he'll pat Bosco on the back. I'm fucking glad someone gets me. Holy shit.
You said it.
I still may have to kill you though.
Time doesn't work like that.
How
I
do
don't
you
have that
know?
much money on me. Because I've tried.
Oh,
all
bugger.
bit. Alright.
Time doesn't work like that. And two, the reason Selene is the deceiver, most gods can see through time. They already know what's going to happen.
Is,
Or at least-
oh, sorry. Is calling Selene the deceiver a common way of referring to her, or is that something that
No.
I've only discovered with Roland and the Dream People? Because one of the other Dream People said it as well. The unbrave or the brave.
Fearless.
He called her the deceiver.
See, I'm confused. Is she deceiving us because she calls herself the deceiver?
No. Only I call her deceiver.
She
Oh.
can't lie and say that she always lies, because then she'd be lying.
No. As far as I know, with everyone else, she tells the truth, but she fucking.
Are
Deceived me.
fucking there yet? Holy shit.
Wow.
For the love of Shinzi.
I don't do this when you're talking.
Oh, Breeze, it's not you, doll. I promise. It is just I've had too much Roland for 45 minutes.
All right.
See, somebody does one thing to you, Blake. One thing. And yes, it wasn't a good thing, but apparently dreams are weird. And then you hate them forever and there's no coming back from it. But then somebody's never done a single good thing. And I don't know.
Oh,
To be fair,
wow.
I didn't endear myself.
You don't get to
Never
act surprised,
done a
Bosco. You haven't done a single good thing to us since you got here.
He is
And what have you done for me?
Why should we have to? You rocked
Exactly.
Up no, you appeared out of
Mad at
nowhere,
you,
threatened us with weaponry, attacked Blake.
And yet he's the only one that's accepted me.
I'd like to point out it was
I thought we were
my
cool.
house he was in with a gun.
Which is another reason why we're so confused that you're okay with him. He broke into your home.
He's not the first person to break into my home, and he's sure as hell not the last one.
That doesn't make it a good thing.
You don't adventure for as long as I've adventured without having a few run-ins with a few people that aren't your biggest fan. But he's
Yeah, that's a pretty
wild.
common thing. Listen, I'm with Blake on this one, which after the dickhead he's been, is feel weird to say. Bosco's trying his best.
I'm just pointing
And-
out the hypocrisy in what Blake's doing, that's all. He's for
Yeah.
you're the devil itself, and there's no redeeming you, and nothing you say can be right or good or anything. But Bosco apparently breaks into his house, he's like, well, hey, it's fine.
I
Yeah, like I've gone and fathered the Witch Queens or something evil like that.
counterpoint
what-
he's got, but also my issue isn't so much with Roland. I mean, yeah, I don't like that Roland tried to send me to hell when he's been a bit of a dick.
Yes, agreed.
My issue is I could be hanging out with my buddy Crisis, but instead I get Roland, who's just gonna talk in cryptid turnarounds that just really sickly after the day I've had hurt my head.
Again,
You know
Blake.
Crisis, right? You say you've met him? Sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Bao?
Yeah. Yeah, you like
What
closes his
Crisis?
book.
Sorry, I tried and peek at what Bao was writing.
You wouldn't understand what he's writing.
I might. You don't know how many languages you speak,
it's
but you
just
speak
dicks.
dream language.
It's all dicks.
You don't know me like that.
He's
No, you
writing in
can
dick
look at it.
script.
You can look at it and try to if you want to.
Yeah, okay. Breeze, would you like to attempt to read Bao's journal?
Would you like
Just
to
as quickly,
try and
I want to take a quick peek as I'm asking him a question.
Got an issue
I just
with
want
it.
to.
On
I'm
hand.
Okay. Roll me a wisdom save.
As Breeze is doing this, I'm just gonna ask about. Did your fathers teach you how to read and write like they do?
Yeah.
Oh, don't read that then.
Too late.
Wait, can I use the inspiration because like last that I had last week?
Your mind is invaded with wingdings.
The inspiration lasts only for one session.
Yeah, unfortunately, the inspiration does only last to one session.
It doesn't make sense.
I'm sad that someone killed the
It's not
corner.
that it's not just the fact that it doesn't make sense. There is a moment, Breeze.
No, I meant the inspiration doesn't last. I'm sure I'm about to die.
No, you're not gonna die.
Give me a second. I just gotta double check.
I'm just gonna double check the details of this. Nightmare language.
Yep.
This is something I remember from.
Is it the fact that it's that language that makes it fucky, or is it that she
Yes,
doesn't
I think so.
understand the language that
Okay, this is a question to ask because I can't find the document right away. Do you actually
So-
remember what happened?
I'm pretty sure it's just. It's like. I remember, like, the last game that had, like. I think we did insanity points.
I thought it was
Something
just
like that. I don't. I
Okay.
think it was a damage, so it might just be
Uh,
psychic damage or necrotic damage or
Thank
whatever.
you for healing me, Carson.
You're welcome.
as
You
Breeze.
choose necrotic or psychic. Whichever makes
Psychic.
sense.
It makes sense for psychic. So Breeze, you take
Yeah.
7 points of psychic damage as you're trying to focus on the letters. They seem to be shifting and moving. You hear this sound in your mind that sounds like several voices talking all at once, all undertoned by sounding like whispering with a deep undertone to it that seems to be droning through. Yeah.
Your turn to order the pizza.
Roland will pull Breeze away. Be like, all right, don't look at that. That's not good.
Yeah.
You got a bloody nose now.
Pineapple doesn't go on pizza.
Your book. Pineapple does go on pizza. Your book's screamed at me.
So what? Breeze is like bleeding from the nose now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to ask Bao a question, and then I glanced at his book, and now I'm like, white as a sheet, and like, and it's already like opalescent white, but like
Just
the color.
immediately
As-
passes the fuck out.
Breeze, as you're
Yeah,
pulled,
you just
as
Close
Uh,
the book.
as Roland grabs you and pulls you away, and you blink to clear your vision. As you do so, there you just see in the darkness behind your eyelids a pair of glowing yellow eyes. That, as you blink, they vanish, but staring you in the darkness of your own mind.
What's looking back at
was-
me? What's looking back at me from your writing? What's looking back at me from your writing?
Don't worry about it.
I just
And I am worrying about it because
just-
it's looked inside my mind.
Oh wait, is that the script? Your father's script? Well,
Yeah.
grandfather's script, I suppose.
Yeah, the.
No, not my grandfather, just my dad. Oh, actually, yeah, your grandfather. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're seeing like my grandfather's eyes because he wrote the
He's-
thing, and it's
he's not
kind
bad.
of like, no, he's really nice, actually.
Have you ever heard of the sort of eldritch creatures like Cathanid?
Yeah, Cathanid. Cathanid's my grandfather by name. Yeah. Yeah, he
The
wrote the
Elder
thing.
Scribe.
Yeah, the Elder Scribe. Yeah.
Hmm.
Just from the distance, Christ is like. It's when you notice that Roland has fallen off the rickshaw.
With the amount of times that Roland has been separated, / Crisis has been separated from the party, I'm just imagining him as like Zorro from One Piece. If you leave him alone for 5 seconds, he will get lost, and there will
Yeah.
be a filler arc describing what happened.
So, as you're kind of discussing this, you do notice a building that is painted in dark shades of purple. Dark shades of purple render. There seem to be large green leaves overlapping green leaves that make up the roof, with a sign that has a swirled script with a burned etching of an orchid plant over the sign saying the burning orchid. As tram pulls up to a stop in front of it, we're just going to take a quick 5-minute break so people can get a drink, go to the bathroom and things like this. So we will be back in 5 minutes. Go. Okay, we'll see you in 5 minutes.
Come on, say it.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to State of Anarchy. We took forever to get to a tavern, but we are now at the Burning Orchid Tavern. It is a beautiful purple tavern. As you all walk inside, Blake immediately hisses and tries to back out the door at the sight of velvet couches.
He's not allowed to leave.
He just looks and I would like to leave.
Now you know how to torture poor Blake. You just strap him into a velvet chair.
She organised rooms for us, right? So
They have organised rooms for you. Yeah. Just for everyone who didn't get to see what it looks like this. So, genitals, they are.
It's so
Oh, yes.
here, except for the seats.
I love everything about it.
Bring in
But
the comfy
imagine-
chair.
Is it like this, but shades it? But I imagine like there's a bit more purple inside, like there's purple.
Yeah,
rooms,
there's
it looks like
purples, and there are clusters of orchids growing around, from really, really tiny little monkey's paw orchids right up to the giant white ones.
and everything's on fire.
Sitting in the corner, sitting in a corner, strumming away at her instrument, which has this kind of eerie noise to it that sounds like...
That's what the kids are calling it.
No, there's this eerie intonation to it that kind of sounds like it is a noise coming from somewhere beyond the stars, as there is a young Kate She woman playing a theremin in the corner, just serenading people.
Can I judge her performance?
You may certainly judge her performance, just making sure everyone can see her. Yes, cool. Here we go. I have described her before.
But with cat ears.
They don't always have cat ears. They do actually appear human
okay.
when they're in human form.
I was going to say, because
Oh,
Blake,
Kate, not the other type. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Blake can also seem human. He's
Yeah.
a good human boy.
She can do the same thing that Blake does, but in reverse. So she can be like full cat.
No, yeah, I just
half cat,
got
or yeah.
confused with the
Yeah.
the half cat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I judge it based on by rolling performance myself?
Yeah, I'll get you to roll performance yourself.
So hold on, if she fails her role, is it such a great performance that she's shameful, or is a good role means she judges it well and can tell it's a shit performance? You know what I mean?
Judge it well. I think.
Yeah, she judged it well. A low roll would have indicated that maybe she wasn't as familiar with theremin enough to tell whether it was good or not. But no, she is very adept at her craft as she is sitting
rolls
there.
in that 20, she goes,
on-
average.
No, she's
Honestly, I tend to roll bad on performance when I'm performing, so that's partly why I went down the route of she doesn't play anymore. It's a confidence issue. And but when I'm judging, I do great.
Yeah. She is very good at what she does. She's not sliding in places that she shouldn't. It's also at a depth of intonation that it's not impeding anyone having conversations. It is actually a really nice volume to just be a background noise
Some nice
underneath it
jazzy
all.
lounge music without it having the crime of being jazz.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
As she sees you
jazz
smiling
adjacent.
appreciatively at her, she
Okay.
kind of
Hey,
she gives you a soft shy smile and a bit of a nod.
I give her the look of a seasoned musician and a knowing nod, like you're doing an amazing job.
I
You
give
watch as she
Breeze
gives you
little
a bit of a
rigging.
she gives you a little bit of a wink.
Ooh, who's your new girlfriend?
No, I just smile and I turn back to the others.
She looks to be about 22, Breeze.
Okay.
22.
Okay, so you settle in. Roland, you do have a number of keys on you. You do already have the room keys as was organised for you by Kiyomi.
Oh, all right. Everyone come get your keys.
Which, Roland, if you remember, one room was booked for Breeze. It was a suite. One room was booked for you as her steward, and the rest got to share a room.
Okay. I'll give Breeze her room key. Your room is there. It's the suite.
Okay.
I'll take my key from my room, and then I'll toss the remaining keys to Hassa, and I'll let her know. And go ahead.
No, if you're gonna say something, say it. But if I see they just have one key, I would probably turn around and be like, I've got a solution, and I would take the single key and I would give them the suite key.
There's a single bed in that room.
Yeah, but
it's a king size bed. But...
Yeah, and there's so many sofas and cushions and couches. It's fine.
That doesn't fix the problem. The room they're going to be in has all the beds they need.
No, you don't understand the suites. I've stayed in suites before. You usually have 20 couches that are basically like beds, 500 cushions.
Look, I'm happy to sleep in the normal room. I just want to get some rest, man. If I'm honest.
Yeah,
I really appreciate Breeze. I mean, you're more than welcome to come and sleep in our dingy little shit room that your stewardess organised for us.
I need a cat
nights
nap.
are we hoping to stay here?
You could organize your own rooms. You're not like made to stay in this one room. You could just book your own rooms.
How many nights are we hoping to stay here?
Wasn't he scared that you were like the target of like an assassination attempt, and now he's putting you in a room by yourself?
Holy shit! I didn't organize the rooms. Hassa, probably a week, because we got shit to do here.
4 to 5 days, I was gonna say, but yes.
So a week.
You're gonna give up your room?
Yes. There's more of you, and I know, and there's lots of like cushions and beds and things in there. Like I know there's only one technical bed, but it's huge. And then there's like sofas and.
I don't mind sleeping on a sofa.
Yeah, just don't take the big room.
All right, good night. Roland's going to his room. He's closing the door. Fucking figure this out yourself. I'm going to bed. I'm tired of dealing with everyone's shit.
Roland, you stomp upstairs. You get to your room. It's not as big as one of the suites would have been. You do notice that there is a door connecting to the suite that would have been Breeze's room. But beyond that, you have at least a queen-size bed. There's a desk in there. You do notice on the desk there is a leather writing kit with the Spring Eladrin seal stamped into the leather, and inside you notice that it has about a dozen sheets of pale green, very, very pale green paper with the Spring Eladrin letterhead, Spring Eladrin Court letterhead on it. There's also a bottle of a dark purple ink, a very nice brand new quill with a metal nib on it. And you notice that there is a very neatly printed out itinerary next to it that Kiyomi has written out and put next to it for you, with some times on it saying that, for example, at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, the clothier will be here to dress the party to prepare for the ball, that Blake's appointment for his dancing lessons and the protocol lessons was for 2 p.m. the following afternoon, and that the Captain Teneri would meet you for lunch tomorrow. Here, specifically, just to give you a location. So yes, they are all coming here to talk to you.
I've done everything right. Why do you continue to torture me like this? Oh, deceiver. Roland will pick up the itinerary and leave the room again to go back to the group who he imagines is still arguing.
Now Bao's just taken up the offer of sleeping on the nice plush couches.
Okay, so as the first person into this suite then, Bao, you open the door, you see the very plush king-size bed right in the center of the purple bedding. It's this, all of these lovely shades of different purple bedding. You see right in the center of it a pale green creature, its yellow petals splayed out, his little paws batting at the air as he has found a perfect sunbeam that has fallen across the center of the bed as he is sleeping, his feet up in the air. The dandelion is having a nap on the bed where he was delivered by the porters.
Have I actually met this creature before? I think
Yeah.
I've like briefly met him.
You've met him, you've seen him. He's always kind of been around you. He's
He's
just
been
never
following
really.
us the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah. Over in one of the dark corners, you see Noctis, the moth queen, hovering in like a dark corner next to the wardrobe, just flapping her wings gently as she's
Munching on
sleeping.
some clothing. Like the robes for the bathroom, just munching on them.
There are no more curtains. They're gone.
The reason there's a sunbeam for the dandelion to sit in is because she's been eating the curtains.
Yeah.
Not just the moth queen has had quite the feat.
Val already feels the room is way too crowded. he's gonna take his own room instead.
Sure.
Yeah, House got everybody their own room, so.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you still want your room then?
House has already purchased you your room, so.
Why
Oh,
are
so-
we just throwing money around left, right, and center?
No. Let's hear him out.
Let him cook.
Let him cook.
At this point, I imagine Roland would storm up.
Roland storms back up to you. He's holding a piece of. You recognize the paper, Breeze, that is in his hand at least.
Let me guess, there's no mint on your pillow.
Is it an itinerary of some sort?
No, and yes.
I used to get these daily.
Well, you used to have your whole day planned out every
No.
day.
We would summer sometimes. And then there were less. It was
Is my name on the list?
on Equinox, we never had a list.
Is my name on the list?
Not directly.
Good
but
night!
You will be getting fitted for clothes tomorrow.
Oh wait,
at
no.
10.
It says Bosco can go fuck off. I think that's one of the things on the list.
No, it does not say that.
I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah, no.
Wow, we must be reading different letters then. Fuck, I didn't. Can I have a copy of the itinerary, Tian? I don't try and memorize
is there
this.
pieces of paper like this lying around? Like, is this just the Springport?
Nope, this is
Paper.
specifically paper that is deliberately made from cottonwood trees for Breeze's family.
And
Now-
if you use it when you're not permitted to, you'll get poisoned.
God, give it to me.
Are you at the
Like-
level of monk that you're immune to poisoning?
I'm at the level of over fucking rolling shit where it seems like a better option.
I don't get that.
Blake, it's do or die time. Do you want the dance lessons tomorrow or not? Not the dance lessons, but
Who told you I was getting dance lessons?
Kiyomi.
I can promise you that I am not getting fucking dance lessons, my dude.
Is she the one
Okay,
giving
well-
the lessons?
Actually,
She's
fair
pretty
point.
hot.
Is she the one giving the dance lessons?
I
I'll be
that she
honest,
was,
but
I
I'll be
don't
honest.
know.
I'll be honest in that I don't know, but I also doubt it.
Because
I
I'm
but-
she will be. She's very grace.
I'm pretty sure I was getting lessons on how to not be embarrassing in the court.
Yes,
Yeah,
it-
let's
that's part of the
be-
lessons.
Let's be very clear.
It's not embarrassing. It's just not a political incident. It's just protocol. It's not that you're embarrassing. You're amazing.
Yeah,
It's just that
it's. I'm sorry.
society demands more
I shouldn't say dance lessons. It's protocol, and I think dance may be part of it. But listen, dude, if you don't want to do it, just wake up tomorrow at 9 and tell whoever shows up, "Hey, I'm not doing it."
Boss goes on the Sears gun.
You may be able to take the fox out of the forest, but you can't take the forest out of the fox. But I also know it's going to piss these guys off royally and look so bad on Breeze if I don't do this.
Exactly.
Okay, well, hang on. It's he's checking his itinerary. It's dance. It's protocol dance lessons at 2 p.m. with Lady Arcel Raffia for Blake.
Do I recognize the name?
No, you do not. But you do, Breeze. Lady Aracel is the ward of the Soft Lady.
Is she a baddie?
Since when have any of these characters been?
I mean,
baddies?
it depends what Blake's into.
Yes.
However, what
Does she
you
have a
do,
pulse?
Hey, I mean,
What-
Crisis proved that doesn't have to be the case.
what you do know about her, Breeze, is she is chatty. She is very personable. She has her finger on the pulse. She likes gossip, but she's not unkind. She is also a Mothkin. She's an
Oh.
Opteran.
Oh. Remember that hot moth guy from the initial?
Church of the Lump.
So moths can be hot.
Yeah, she's an Opteran.
I mean, like, she's really lovely, actually, Blake. If you don't want to, you don't have to. I would just appreciate it. Oh, but just the thing is, sometimes you wear like society as a disguise. You do the right things. You put on a mask, and then you can escape. You know, you can do what you want as long as you're pretending that you're doing what they want. It's called social stealth.
Yeah, again, dude, if you don't want to do it, just when she shows up at 2, just tell her no.
No, if it means that much, I will sit and grin and bear, and I will be on my best behavior. I will try my best.
Okay, so that's at 2. At 12, there's lunch with Captain Henry. Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah, McCoddy.
Yeah, McCarty. And then before all that, 10 a.m. clothes fitting. So everyone get a good night's sleep.
Me.
I turn around and I just give Blake a quick hug and I say, "Sorry about today, and thank you for putting up with all this fucking bullshit."
It's all good. If you ever need to talk, I'm here. You don't have to apologize. Things get
I
fiery.
do.
It is
I
what it
don't
is.
even understand it, but yeah, I'm going to bed.
You'll figure it out.
I'll get room service. Room service on me, so you know, or maybe on my mother. I don't know.
I was
We'll
gonna say
just
it's
charge it. We'll
probably
charge
on,
it to somebody important.
probably on your mother, really.
Noted.
Yeah, go crazy, everybody. Night.
Go crazy. Go stupid.
And I will head to my room where I think is Bao. In my room,
Yeah,
or did
Bao's
Bao
in
leave?
his
Oh, okay.
He saw he saw the like
The
dandelion
menagerie.
and like it was like it's way too crowded and he went to his own room.
I actually think it'd be nice to be alone for like once. So yeah, I'll go in and
Yeah.
I'll shut the door and like breathe a sigh and go like,
Before.
Before you left
Before-
alone.
No. I would let Breeze go, but is Hasa still there?
No,
Or is he already
Hasa
gone to
would have gone off around, if not before Breeze, then just around the same time.
Then he would grab Blake before he leaves. Hey.
Yes, I am here. Definitely was not in the kitchen.
No, it couldn't be. Hey,
Yes.
listen. I'm gonna go to bed, and I may wake up tomorrow. Crisis may wake up tomorrow. I hope it's Crisis. I think y'all enjoy him more than me. Before I go, I wasn't trying to be a cryptic asshole to you today. Do you have any questions that I can answer to you straight?
I just want to know. Well, first off, don't think that I hate you. I don't. I love
I know.
Crisis. I'm learning to. You are a taste that is unique. Learning
Yes.
to stomach it.
Uh-huh.
What do the witch queens have to do with magic being all fucked up? Like what?
they've been doing some mining, and the big fuck all tree in the center of Thalmir. You know, it's reportedly when we ran into Thalmir, a lot of environmentalists have been saying the tree's been getting smaller and smaller. The tree is one of the greatest forms of magic there is, and so if you mine the greatest form of magic,
What are they doing with it?
Making fucking everything. I mean, I forget what it's called unless my brain wants to remind me. The magic stuff they're making is called
Ether?
Okay, I was gonna say Ethereum, but I was like, I know it's not.
Yeah, Ethereum, Ether, both work.
Oh, okay, thank you. Ether primarily, in which a lot of shit requires it. So, it's one of their main edges they have over the other realms, and so without the ether, witch queens don't have too much going for them.
Okay, and why is that? Why is that affecting the gods directly?
Affecting the gods directly, that I'm not too sure about, to be honest. You and I may be able to ask someone who knows why it's affecting the gods. I know why it's affecting magic, but not the gods.
Okay.
We can summon a friend of mine, and she can answer it. We would need some teacups, a lemon cake. We would stitch a doll of her, and then we need to get some blessed chaos water.
Okay, that is all on the to-do list.
That's another day project. Right now, let's just focus on helping Breeze get through the week.
Yeah, look, her best intentions are what I'm sort of after here. You said that if you go, Crisis goes.
Yeah, because Crisis is me.
Hmm.
Well, Crisis is me plus 8 other people. And, well, the 8 other people have to go, because it's not right to keep them from their next life. They just got tangled up in my bullshit, like always.
Yeah, well, before we deal with that then, and before you go, we need to look for a serious way to keep Crisis here. Because it's not fair to just push him off to the side as a byproduct.
No, it's not, but if you kick me out, or no, not kick me out, because that's not it. There's going to be a point in time in which I got to go back to the death. I ain't going to go to my next afterlife. I've forsaken that. But the others, they're going to go into the next afterlife. But that's all the soul's going to leave Crisis. Crisis will just be a soulless creature then at that point, and he'll just kind of probably fade away.
Well, I'm not gonna let that happen.
I know, but it's more complicated than you think it is because of some death shenanigans. There's also something I've been needing to ask you guys. When y'all were prancing around in my head, the little event that was, y'all saw a guy in blue, bones and all of that. Seemed like an asshole.
Yeah. What?
I think I'm in some trouble, but I don't know what. I think one of the souls may have done something, and like I said, gods see things on all timelines. Like the bullshit that's happening now, they saw this coming. They couldn't act on it, but they saw this shit coming.
I understand that. I do. Look, if old Bluey McSkullhands is gonna hurt you, which is gonna result in hurting Crisis,
Right.
I've got your back. I will help in any way I can.
And one last thing, Blake, and I'll let you go. I know you're tired, but this is important. I called my god Silent Night Deceiver because she knew what my fate would be. That I would go do this quest for her. I would live my life through the demon wars. My kids would become witch queens. She knew this would happen. You might want to talk to your god and ask them, what did they know and what are they not telling you? It's not out of maliciousness, I know that, but it's questions worth asking.
I'll think about it.
All right. And Roland will go to his room.
I have a question, Tegan.
Yes.
Where is the how do I say this? Bureau of Onorology.
The Bureau
The Bureau, yes.
of Onorology.
Yes, where is that? Is it in this city?
It is in this city. It is actually. You do know that it is in the suburb of Cherry Grove, which is actually like a suburb and a half over.
Oh, where is it? Cherry Grove.
Yes. Up.
I see.
Yeah. Which is essentially the Bureau of the Study of Dreams.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay.
So yes, that's where that is.
Okay.
Crisis is up in his room. Hasa has ducked out essentially to the university next door. Actually, and the library is behind that, the Aos Biblioteca.
What time of the day is it?
It is currently about, actually, yeah, for the first time in forever, it is actually probably about 4:30. It has been a big day.
Okay.
So.
Bow might. Has Blake gone off yet? Like, gone off to eat or to bed?
Is Blake staying with Breeze as she's attempting to play, or?
Oh, to be clear, I went to my room. And
Okay, so you've gone up to your room,
and I went to practice.
Ordered off menu. Yep.
Ordered off menu. I'm a princess. I can do that, right? And
secret menu.
Yeah. Yeah, because Blake was downstairs talking to.
Yep.
Yeah, Roland. So.
Yep.
So you might, if you go downstairs, you might see him still, I guess.
Who took the original room that was set aside for the whole group?
I did.
Okay, so you go in there and everything has been covered with moth dust. And in a shadowy corner under one of the desks, you see Mothy.
I leave the door slightly ajar.
Run havoc, young Mothy, run havoc.
Yeah, I leave the door slightly ajar, and I'm going to slowly herd Mothy out into the corridor.
Just in the middle of the night, everyone gets woken up because they can just hear out in the corridor as a moth is trying to fly around, find some
secret chaos agent. Yeah.
Joke's on you. You can't herd Mothy.
He's too stupid. This
Yeah,
is why Blake had a leash.
Fine then, I take the shoelace and I pull him out of the room, and then I close the door.
Well, because you had headed off before Blake, obviously you've done this. Blake, you've come upstairs to find Mothy just like fluttering around in a shadow. There's a pile of moth dust underneath him.
And I pick him up and give him a little chuck up in the air. Like, my little baby boy, how are you?
He wraps his proboscis around your neck in a bit of a cuddle. Which is essentially him just licking your neck.
Sounds hot.
Oh my god.
Wild.
So, as everybody else goes and does their stuff, Blake, you let yourself into your bedroom. as you do so, after you close the door, about 5 minutes passes as you settle in, and you hear a gentle scratching on the door.
Knock, knock, scratch.
No, just like a scratching of a paw on the door. It's coming from kind of lower on the door. Yeah, kind of
Okay.
lower on the door.
I'm coming. I guess I open the door.
That announce that already.
Yeah, do that first, then open the door.
That
Like,
open the door.
Sitting on its haunches, in the middle of the doorway, you see a small red fox. You can see her little black socks on her front and hind legs. She does have a bit of a red tinging to the back of her tail. Her ears have the black as well. And you can tell that this is clearly a female fox because she is a bit slimmer and a bit slighter than your form. But you notice a fox sitting there. She tilts her head as you open the door.
I tilt my head instinctively in the same direction.
punt her down the corridor.
I cast Fireball.
Oh no.
She seems to be
Let's not
waiting.
bring that in.
She seems to be waiting patiently.
I guess I turn into fox.
She lets out a frustrated sigh. But she lets out a little bit of a frustrated sigh, like if she was a human of a description, she would probably be face palming a little bit.
I don't know what you want. What's that?
She-
Hearts
with-
stuck in a well?
With a paw, she gestures to the inside of your room.
Oh. I turn back into my human form. I'm like, yeah, come on in.
She trots her way in, and after between breaths, you watch as she transforms into a very petite woman. She's about 5 feet tall. She has reddish orange hair, golden eyes like a fox, wearing a very nicely tailored kimono.
Why? What you...
Oh my god.
A, she's a baddie. B, what are you doing in my room? Who are you?
Kiyomi suggested that you wanted an invitation to the Kitsune Council.
Yeah, I was interested in learning more about my own culture, I guess.
Oh, well, it was helpful. We were waiting for you.
Waiting for me.
Yes. We were going to send you an invitation, but we didn't exactly know where to find you because the last we had heard was you were in Corkwood, and then you weren't in Corkwood, and then you were in Corkwood again, and you're a very hard man to pin down.
Yeah, look, I don't really get to stay in one place for too long.
I wouldn't know what that's like. Mountains tend to move very rarely.
You shenan once, you tend to shenan again.
So, if I have my information correctly, you're Blake, right?
Yeah, and you are?
Taura.
Well, the pleasure's all mine, Tara.
Taura, Kitsune of the Towering Mountains.
I am Blake, Kitsune of wherever I show up.
Oh, so the rumors are true then?
What rumors?
The rumors that you're a foundling, like Shinzi himself.
That's just a wanderer, right?
I mean, were you... well, I don't really want to seem a little impolite or insensitive, but what was your childhood like? Were you raised by your parents?
Nope, not that one. Spent a lot of time on the street, raised in a temple, found God, you know. Typical.
Yes, like Shinzi himself.
Yes, similar. Not quite the exact same. He rose to godhood by, you know, believing in himself and being a pretty top-notch fella. Bellette, whatever floats your boat.
Well, yes. I mean, it has been interesting that, well... So, you're, at the moment, contracted?
Yeah, at the moment I'm on a job.
What is the contract worth?
Oh god. A pretty penny, at least. I'm not really... I don't really keep up to date on the finances side of things, if I'm honest with you.
Oh, I only ask so that we can know how much to pay the contract out for.
You want to buy me out of my current contract?
Yes, Chikyu could probably do it quite easily.
The council's not for a few days still. I've got things to do here before I...
Well, yes, that is a bit of a formality in which we are going to discuss, well, exactly what we need to do. You know that the Great Winter is coming, right?
No, I know that there's a giant monster mind washing people and turning things to chunks of flesh.
Yes, that is a little problematic, I suppose. Oh, well, I can wait then until you deal with the monster.
But what's this coming winter?
Oh, it's... I mean, if you have to concentrate on, you know, not getting distracted to defeat the monster, surely you don't want to worry your mind with things like talks of prophecy and long-told legends and things like that just yet. We can wait, if I'm a little early.
I really want to know more. I'm going to be honest. I can't really concentrate on two things at once, but this is like a shiny thing that you've wiggled in front of me.
Well, you'll find out in time. As Jakan would say, everything in its time, and there's a time for everything.
Who's Jakan?
The kitsune of time.
There's a kitsune of time?
Yes. And earth, and ocean, and fire, and air, and...
Okay, Taz, look.
Forest. You don't know all of this.
I don't, Taz. I'm going to order room service. What do you want? Sit down. You need to run me through Kitsune 101, please. I have met like two other kitsunes, so I can literally count the number of kitsunes I've met on my tails, so...
Didn't your mentor teach you all of this?
I didn't really have a mentor, if I'm honest with you.
Oh. Well, that's problematic. Well, I suppose the great Shinzi didn't know much about kitsune either when he found us, so... You really want to go through it now? Isn't that going to cause a distraction for whatever you have planned tomorrow? Or what am I talking about? You're probably so adept that you'll just go in there and wave your hand and deal with whatever this monster is.
I really respect how much you completely believe that I am not going to fuck this up massively.
Why would you?
You know what? Yeah, why would I? Taz, you were all over this.
Well, I figured if you were a terrible adventurer, you'd already be dead.
They've tried. Haven't succeeded yet.
Well, yes, because you're a kitsune, and we have a way of getting out of things.
Wait, that's a thing?
Yes.
I thought I was just lucky.
It's not only cats that can travel in the between spaces.
That's another I can do what those fucking little cats were doing?
Yes.
Can all cats talk?
Wait, what do you think the cats were doing?
Oh, they were doing some sort of magic fuckery on Hasa. They were like crisscrossing and they were making a magic circle. It was a whole thing. And then they stood up and put on pants and started talking.
I don't know what cats those are, but I'm talking about the fact that most cats can temporally fold time, and you kind of find yourself in an in-between place momentarily before, you know. It's why if you follow a cat, you can end up finding yourself in places that you never thought.
There is so much that I need to learn.
Where do you think your cat friend goes?
Honestly, I had no fucking idea where Bao keeps vanishing to.
Well, Tsunade says that there's been discordance in the sound. Like bells.
What? Bells ringing?
Yes. In the in-between places. It's quite annoying.
Just out of curiosity, could said bells send someone to hell?
The bells of stars, yes.
Experience those. Not super strong in the dreamscape, but nonetheless, still scary.
Well, I mean, yes, they are bells that are forged from dying stars and have the power essentially over the dead.
Yeah, Roland, the dreamer, he
Who?
Roland, the dreamer?
Never
Glass
heard of
crown?
him.
Oh, good. At least I'm not the only one, so that's good.
Should I have heard of him?
If you ask him, yes, he thought that, you know, museums would scream his name, he'd have his own exhibits. I had to Google him to find out who the fuck he was.
Not sure. He must be from Anthalamir.
Yeah, he is. Gave birth to... He's like the great-granddaddy to the Witch Queens.
Oh.
Yeah, look, not winning any Grandpappy of the Year awards.
Why? Is he a terrible man that did terrible things?
From reading his Wikipedia, he did some things. I mean, they weren't all terrible. He's a bit of a dick, but wouldn't say he's a bad person.
So why is he not winning any awards?
Well, because his grandbabies went on to become, you know,
the greatest warriors to support the light and order?
That is not what he told us.
I mean, between them and the Sunwalkers are the only reason that they're holding him back.
Holding who back? Also, he doesn't really like the Sunwalkers either. It must be an Anthalamir thing.
I mean, I try to avoid them now, but the world is a very different place from when Shinzi was walking the plane material, but to our knowledge, they're trying to at least support order in the fight against, well, we don't speak his name.
Baz, you have got so many things that need explaining. But I feel like you really need to talk to Roland to understand this special level of dickery in which he wields.
I mean, well, your friends are invited to the Kitsune Council in a few days, if you would like to bring them.
I think it's probably a good idea. Breeze could probably use a vacation too.
There's only one requirement for non-Kitsune.
What is it?
You need to find them Kitsune masks so they can be honorary Kitsune for the day.
Huh. I like it.
Up to you whether you want them to be Zenko or Yako. It's completely your choice as to whether you think they're, well, more trickery or more celestial.
Is there actually a reason that we're different colours?
Yes.
I just assumed it was just a flavour thing, like you know.
Flavour thing?
Kitsune have flavors. Canon.
Like humans have different hair colours.
Well, generally, red and black, we tend to be seen as mischievous and, well, it's easier to be sneaky and hide in the shadows and creep around when you have been given gifts by those that can do that thing. And obviously, white Kitsune have a tendency to have celestial blood. It's thought that Shinzi blessed us the way that we are so that we could undertake the roles that most suited our personality. It isn't uncommon to hear of some kitsunes changing colour as they gain their tails and wisdom.
Getting all those 9 tails. Can't wait.
Yes, it's a very arduous path, but worth it in the end.
Just hypothetically, if you knew you'd never gain your 9th tail, what would you do, Taz?
Well, it would depend why I'm not gaining my 9th tail. If it's through lack of wisdom, well, then I'm disappointed in myself for not learning more. Questioning myself and my reasonings. But if it had a good reason, Shinzi would understand.
I hope you're right about that one. Why'd you come in fox form?
Because that way I don't have to talk to people.
No one questioned you just walking through the lobby as a fox?
Blake, it's Feyaware. Chances are an animal is not just an animal, and trees are not just trees. So rather than get in everybody's business, they just stopped asking and let us do what we need to do.
You're telling me I could have avoided every interaction I never wanted to have by just being a fox?
Usually, as long as you pretend like you're a fox and don't talk back. They just look like a crazy person.
You can't help it, Trevor.
It's so simple.
What, you expected it to be hard?
I don't know. I hadn't thought about it like that.
Well, now you can.
I just use my fox when I want to have a nap. Like, it's comfortable and it's great for feeling lovely, but it's also great for curling up and having a nap. The tails are so bushy.
I mean, I agree.
I am starting to notice that I may not be the most well adversed in kitsuneing, if I'm honest with you. Turns out growing up alone.
Kitsuneing.
You know, like us being a kitsune.
You're not very good at being a kitsune. How can you not be good at being what you are?
Well, I didn't know there was a, ground, earth, water, time kitsunes.
Alright.
Ah.
I'm realizing now that there's a lot that I need to learn. Especially if I'm going to be visiting the council.
Well, I mean, you say that, but clearly it wasn't time for you to learn it. Now's the time. If you'd known about it before, chances are you would have looked into it before and learned sooner. So clearly you weren't ready for this information.
I feel like there's kind of holes in that logic, if I'm honest, but I will respect it.
Alright, if you want to point holes. How can you learn about something you don't know exists?
I feel like I'd be better suited to be what I am if I had learned about what I was growing up.
But maybe at the time you didn't need that information. You just needed to be Blake.
How am I meant to get in contact with you, Taz?
Oh, just send a letter via the post office. They can find anyone, anywhere, at any time. Nothing stops the post.
Do you not just have an etherphone?
No.
The term to which I don't remember.
An etheric connector, no. I wouldn't have one of those things anywhere near me.
Why?
They have the crystallized sap of a god inside. As the kitsune of the mountains, I feel the stones inside resonate like she's screaming. Holding those things, I can feel their pain.
I take my phone out and I move it away.
I mean, I can't even imagine what it would be like being slowly flayed alive for centuries.
Roland was right. Oh, fuck. So, bring it back around. You speak very highly of the Witch Queens and the Sunwalkers. Roland speaks very lowly of them and thinks that killing them is the way to stop the World Tree from being destroyed.
Well, I don't know what his experience is, so I can't speak to his experience, but from my experience, anyone who is an ally of the light against him, well, we have to work together. And there is no denying the world is waning.
So if the Witch Queens aren't the ones mining the tree, who is that?
Well, over 1,000 years ago, it was the dark demons from beyond the stars. They inhabited the Aasimar, which is why many of them are now cursed to live in Nethereg. They were tainted by the dark spirits. And luckily, well, the enlightened children were able to get the warning out, and Master Tiderunner and his friends, the Dreamkeepers, they were able to stop and foil a lot of their plans. But, well, they couldn't stop everything, which is how the merge happened. I mean, if you need more answers, you could always go and talk to the enlightened children. They still exist, and the light spirits do pass on to their children, so those spirits would have memories of that time.
We're gonna have to talk to as many different people as we can, so that we can
I
figure
mean,
out what the fuck's going on.
where they reside isn't far from here. Just about 2 weeks' travel to the south.
Huh.
Yes, they reside in one of the islands off Seeker's Respite.
Seeker's Respite is where Harsa's from, is it not?
I don't know what's a Hasa.
I shapeshift into Harsa without. I'm like this, but you know, 2 extra arms, prodigal child, boy genius, something with chemicals, turns into a giant monster. He's a whole thing.
Oh, so he's a Simic hybrid then?
Yeah, if that's the technical term for that bad boy, that's what he is.
Then he must be related, I suppose, to some of those that came from Anthalamir before the merge. Seeker's Respite was a small group that was, well, their lineages are long. They come from before the Starfall. Old blood, basically.
So, if the Kitsune know about this monster that's going around making a mess of everything,
Which one?
the one that came through the big old gate out near Corkwood?
Don't know of it. You would probably have to talk to... gotta check. Which one are you? You might need to talk to Shinran or Sanako. They might know.
I know who those people are.
They're part of the council. You'll meet them in a few days.
Just out of character, we have a rough estimate for this. This festival's like 3 days' time, right? And remind me, because it was months ago, we believe this beast is turning up around then?
No, you just know that they're going after Vale. And Vale's got a concert in 3 days. Well, 2 days.
2 days. This is the recruitment drive, and they nailed. They said that he was going to be a prime target because he's persuasive. But they did say that they were also going after just general people that were there too.
They, as far as we know, think we're on their side.
Awesome. Okay, so back in character, they're making a cult.
They wouldn't be it wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, but I have a strict no cults allowed to have a big fucking monster policy. Especially one that turns things into piles of fleshy goop. I'm gonna have to put a stop to that.
Okay. And why aren't you going to be doing that?
Well, I am gonna be doing that, but I'm just worried it's gonna sort of, get in the way of the Kitsune Council meeting.
It just sounds like you're going to be very busy. But you'll be there.
Awesome.
I'm sure you'll make it.
I will make it. I will make sure I make it. I'll make sure our friends will all be there.
Well, I know you're going to be there.
How do you know I'm going to be there? I found out about this thing yesterday.
Because Jakan said you would be.
Is he the time one again?
She and yes.
Okay, she is the one in charge of time. Cool. When you see her, can you double check if we're going to beat this giant monster or not?
She's the Kitsune of time, not the Kitsune of visions and prophecy.
What? I don't know how it works, Taz, if I'm being honest with you. I feel like I'm not still quite sure why exactly she's in charge of time. Also,
Because
one
time
guy's in
needs to
charge
be
of knowledge,
recorded.
and there's a guy in charge of water.
Yes, because, well, how is it supposed to stay wet?
But if you're under the water, are you wet? Or are you only wet once you get out of the water?
Well, you can be dry in water, but it becomes very problematic.
Actually, are my bones wet?
I mean, technically, yes, you are just a meat suit filled with fluid.
Huh. This has been a lot, if I'm honest, Taz.
All right, well, I'm going to leave you to deal with your existential crisis.
Awesome.
And she turns into a fox.
I'm still aware that you can talk to me.
It's
while
her.
you're
Don't do that. That was a joke.
Alright, I guess I'll be hearing from you if, the Fox of Time tells me I'm allowed to, I guess. And I open the door and wave her goodnight.
She just leaves.
What the fuck is going on in this town?
No.
Oh, you see why I said Coco? Coco's boring.
So, I believe Hasa has returned.
Following after Bao, I think.
Oh, so as you were leaving, oh, yep, equivalent, yep. No, so, okay, so you guys,
Bao left.
okay, Bao, I will get you to roll me a deck save.
A dex?
Yep.
Thank you for that, Hasa.
Also, roll me a new character sheet.
You could give that cow back shit or something, maybe.
Bao, normally you can Bao, normally you can focus and do this really, really easily, but you are very aware that Hasa is following you. So gathering together the little threads of reality to compress time together just is completely beyond you right now.
Yep.
Because you are aware that he's following you.
Yep.
But just, I'm assuming, like a cat who is being followed by a person, this is now a game.
This is a game now. And he's going to slip into the nearest alley. In a game of hide and seek.
Roll me a stealth.
You literally invited him to go with you.
I invited him, he said no, then he left and now he's thinking this is a game.
Yeah, you should have like gone, hey, actually I've changed my mind, I'll come with you, but you didn't. You just creepily went behind him.
I don't see you doing anything.
Bao, you duck into an alleyway. Hasa, roll me perception to see if you notice him. Duck into the alleyway.
Yeah, it's like he turned a corner and he's not there anymore.
He's the knight.
Okay,
He's
the second I see that Bao has decided to start scurrying, by the way, I would have administered some chemical focus, aka guidance.
Okay.
Yes.
Where's my bloody guidance? There it is.
Oh.
You had seen Bao duck into an alleyway and he's just sitting there. You see his glowing bright blue eyes peering at you out of the shadows, his tail swishing.
Yeah. I thought you didn't want to go.
I changed my mind.
Okay. I thought you were busy doing like design stuff.
It can probably wait, as long as I have some time tonight to finish it off.
Yeah. Alright. Let's go then.
Alright.
Okay.
He lost his game, he'll admit defeat.
Oh, it's just, yeah. Just when a cat gets so obviously, like, absolutely called out as bullshit, it's just like,
Alright.
So you guys go on your walk, so that's where we'll pick up next week with you guys.
Can I just do a quick thing before we finish? I just, it's just one tiny thing. I just want
No,
to
that's fine. No, go ahead.
I just want to roll a performance check for playing alone in my room.
Okay.
On my heart.
To see if you can prove something to yourself.
Roll to see if you're good at playing with yourself.
No.
Fuck you. So yeah, I think, can I judge how that is?
Yeah,
for myself?
you can judge yourself on a 15.
I like, a part of me. It's not the best thing I've ever done in my life. I've been more amazing so many times, but I think that it's better than I've played in a while. And part of me was to cry, but then I'm so sick of fucking crying again that I just laugh. I just like laugh and laugh, and it's obnoxious and it's too much. And like, if you were somebody's friend, you might be like, hey, you okay? But she's alone, and so she just laughs alone in her room, and maybe the dandelion looks up and
the dandelion puts his head in your lap.
It's okay, buddy, I'm not gonna break this one. And then I'll go to sleep.
Okay, so if I've got this correct, Rick is getting a long rest, Breeze is getting a long rest,
Bosco's getting a long rest.
Sorry, Bosco. Bosco's
getting
a long rest.
Maybe Rick's getting the
Rick might be getting a very long rest, who knows?
The longest rest.
So, Bosco is getting a long rest, Breeze is getting a long rest. I believe Blake, despite the fact he is filled with consternation, decides to go fuck today and has a long rest. Which he's the only one that does.
Said that Bao and House are getting a long rest.
Yet. This is true.
Yeah.
Well, we could always. It's still the same day. It's not like 6 hours are gonna pass.
Yeah.
So at the dream place.
Yeah.
So next session we'll just go brush over what we need to do and get back and
because in this game things never get carried away and taken.
Well, no, because we'll come in.
Your quick trip to the library will be.
We will come in. we will come in next session and have that conversation with the Bureau. And then, yeah, you'll have a long rest and we'll wake up the next day. Early morning
Level
wake up
5.
call to level 5. Yep, with your level 5. And early morning wake up call to go have breakfast with Vale.
Can I be level 6?
No, you cannot be
No.
level 6.
You're
So-
now level 4.
To everybody who has watched along, thank you for joining us. We will be back next Saturday with more State of Anarchy and more of these shenanigans to find out exactly what's going to happen, and lots of appointments and things like this to get done. So we shall see how that all goes. But thank you for joining us this evening. We hope you have enjoyed. As said at the start, if you like what we do and you are not yet following, please do hit the follow button so you don't miss any notifications of when we go live. Otherwise, you can follow us over on my YouTube channel, Boomeadow, and leave comments and stuff like that over there. So with that all being said, I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening or night, wherever you are in the world. Drink plenty of water, get plenty of rest, and we will see you all next time. Bye!
I shall not